At last, arrival. Tonight, a season filled with unforgettable moments reaches its most meaningful beginning. One wrapped in gold. 12 teams step forward, each with a story that earned them this chance. This is where their path to a national championship begins.
Tonight's the night we're gonna make it happen.
Indiana has beaten the Ohio State Buckeyes. Unbelievable.
Get in this time and show me some affection.
Saying going deep. Cornell take. Chambliss, touchdown. The fighting Texas Aggies come back.
The Dogs do it again.
That's a walk-off winner for the Ducks.
Indiana wins.
It's a primetime treat in the Palace on the Prairie.
Let's get excited.
Big time hit. Mateer slings it.
It's a touchdown.
Great catch.
They invaded the backfield all night. Oklahoma's defense is the story.
So excited.
It's intercepted. End zone. Touchdown. Bama rolling.
We said there were going to be some fireworks. I didn't expect this.
I want you. Hey, yes I do.
Well, there's an interception. Ryan Williams. How about it?
Mateer. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Revenge is not supposed to be a factor, but it is a factor today.
I want you. Let's get excited.
Here in Norman, Oklahoma, a Sooner team built around a core of veterans. We have plenty of scar tissue, but have hung together through tough times. You got to 10 wins this season. It's the latest home game in OU history. They lost just once here this year. That was to Ole Miss. 5 weeks ago, they went to Tuscaloosa and took care of the Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer's team, too mistake-prone. Here's a pick six that set the tone early by Eli Bowen. Mateer spinning and twisting. Oklahoma's offense had a short field 4 times. Alabama still hung in there, took the lead. But this strip sack, Taylor Wine knocking the ball out of Simpson's hand, set up a Sandell chip shot, and Oklahoma won it by 2. And then there was some disrespect. Nice. On the logo there, Alabama said that will be dealt with tonight on the field. Great to have Holly Rowe and Laura Rutledge on the sidelines tonight. Laura's got Venables.
All right, thank you, Chris. Coach, it was 5 weeks ago that you beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. What needs to happen tonight to do it again?
Yeah, take care of the football and be the most physical team.
And when it comes to your quarterback, John Mateer, how do you want to see him approach this game?
Yeah, just let the game come to you, and your plays will come. You know, you got to cut it loose, though. You know, just don't worry about the mistakes. We've proven all year we can overcome, plenty of mistakes.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And let's tell you a little bit more about John Mateer tonight. Of course, he suffered that injury, the broken thumb against Auburn in September, and then they put the screws in with a surgical procedure. After that, when he came back to play, he would tape his hand with the black tape that you're seeing here, but he's removing that tape tonight. You see the scar there on his thumb. He said he's ready to play without the tape and can feel a little bit better when he's throwing the ball this way. Let's go to Holly Rowe with Kalen DeBoer.
Well, Coach DeBoer, you showed your team some of the positive things they did the last time these two teams met, over 400 yards total offense. What can you gain from that you can put into play tonight?
Well, I mean, it's confidence that you can do it. You got to stack more plays to get the win. We've got to limit the mistakes and play smart, disciplined football.
Your offense is much healthier. Parker Brailsford, Jam Miller, and Josh Cuevas. How does that help you get into some rhythm and operate better?
Yeah, those are some of the heart and soul of our entire team, not just our offense. So just those guys being able to be out here and do what they do and get some reps during the week of practice, it's critical.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. And speaking of Josh Cuevas, he was the leading receiver last time these two teams met. He looked terrific in pregame warmups. He's been battling a foot injury, but he is wearing a hard carbon fiber shell over his shoe to protect that foot. Guys, his return is crucial. His pass protection is the best on the team, and it's a big deal because they've got a freshman, Michael Carroll, at tackle. So our Mason Thomas back, he's going to need some help on the edge protecting his quarterback. 2
important weapons and security blankets. OU's going to get football first. Simpson will have to wait. Alabama won and deferred. The 2025 College Football Playoff about to get started here in the Palace on the Prairie. Two of the great programs in the sport colliding. Only one gets through to the Rose Bowl. Connor Talty will boot it away. The very dangerous Isaiah Satania, who hurt Alabama with a punt return in that first meeting, standing near the goal line. It's windy. It breeze in the face of Talty as he boots it away here in the first quarter. And we're going to have a chance from the 2. That fair catch was called. So they'll start from the 25. John Mateer blessed with great field position in that win over Alabama. You can see the drop-off in stats. The level of competition also came up in those games in the right column after surgery.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And a lot to do with it. They were able to win games despite him not being healthy and not having their full arsenal of how they can attack. These couple weeks have really helped him get healthy, as you just heard, Holly, most especially with John Mateer. But they're going to have to be able to show something in their run game tonight to take the pressure off Mateer in this offensive line.
And Kirk, they'll rotate running backs. The true freshman from Texas, Torrey Blaylock, gets the start. Mateer goes straight back. Has great protection, now exits the pocket, and is going to be spun down right near the line of scrimmage by Zabian Brown off the corner. You can see Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator on the left, Ben Arbuckle, the youthful play caller for the Sooners.
Been really impressed with both. You know, Kane Womack has done a great job. You imagine filling the shoes of Nick Saban and the defense that he put out there for years and years and years. He's played a lot more zone where they're trying to keep the ball in front of them, not giving up explosives and making offenses have to earn it.
On 2nd and 10. Blaylock has a little crease, darts forward, and picks up about 5. Justin Jefferson, top tackler on the defense, got him down. 3rd down and 5.
And just to put in perspective with this offensive line, they've had 8 different offensive line combinations. You know, and they want to run the ball more than anybody, but, you know, when you're trying to build continuity through some injuries, you have, at the end of the day, you have 2 true freshmen and a 1 redshirt freshman, so 3 freshmen on this offensive line up against this Alabama defensive front.
Bechi Weewu gets the start at center for the 2nd consecutive game. 3rd down, a serious problem for the Sooners in their win in Tuscaloosa. Mateer drops back, slings it, caught on the sidelines, a sidearm pitch, and Deion Burks comes up with it for a 1st down.
Ben Arbuckle using some motion there to try to create some confusion, and does. How about this effort? Gets the hand down, the hip down. Clean catch, able to finish the process of the catch there. What a good throw, and they pick up their first down of the game, and a heck of an effort by Deion Burks.
Just 5'9", says he will always play with a chip on his shoulder. He's a tough guy, knack for getting open, former Purdue Boilermaker.
Really known for a lot of yards after the catch. What a job there.
Blaylock trying the right side, cuts inside, and barrels out near midfield before Jefferson got him down. It's about a 7-yard pickup.
A really nice job by the right tackle, Derek Simmons there. Kind of sealed that edge to be able to get Blaylock out and around the corner. And these receivers, willing blockers as well downfield.
Tempo for the Sooners. 2-by-2 formation. Mateer will try to escape and dives forward before Deontay Lawson knocks him down, picked up a couple.
Yeah, I don't know. Alabama act like that ball came out. It looked like his knee was down. Once the knee touched, the ball started to kind of move around, but watch him dive here. See Lawson, maybe not. Maybe
that ball was punched out by Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson got his fist on it. Now
was there immediate recovery?
Yeah, yep. It looks like Mateer grabbed it with the left arm. That ball did come out.
So many moments tonight that could decide the game. That was one early as the Sooners narrowly avoid a turnover in the first series. Xavier Robinson is the back, and Mateer's keeping all the way, and he's got a 1st down, barreling inside the Alabama 45.
You know it's always going to be a +1, but +1 meaning the quarterback run game is going to be a factor. We talked to Kane Womack this week. He even brought up perimeter pass game where they throw the ball quickly out to the edge, got to be able to run up and be able to tackle in space, and we got to be able to get the safeties and linebackers downhill against the quarterback run game. They're on third down. Sooners able to execute and get that first down. Give them a lot of different looks here in this opening drive.
It's here on the move, hit as he throws, and it's a contested battle on the near sideline. Xavier Brown broke it up in front of Burks.
The ball is coming out very differently than the latter part of the season in a good way. You can see it jumping off his hand, kind of the John Mateer that we saw the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season prior to that injury. Only made a couple throws so far, but you can just see how confident he is throwing the football right now. Obviously feeling a lot better with that thumb.
Taking the tape off again tonight. Not pain-free, but you're right, it does look different. It's a 2nd and 10 run, and this time the middle is clogged up. Lelock goes nowhere as London Simmons, the freshman backup D lineman, made the play.
It's a heck of a job there. Straight up nose guard. Good job of using his hands. He's really grown. 6'3", 303-pounder. Really grown to give him some more depth in that interior. Now they got Mateer right where they want him at 3rd and 10. See if Womack dials up pressure or sits back here.
They used some false tempo, didn't substitute, so Bama could not get a 3rd down package on here. Mateer. And it's incomplete. The pocket was collapsing around him as Keon Keeley, one of the new young guys in this pass rush, made an impact there.
Yeah, they did a nice job here of just kind of walking around. He ends up bringing the pressure from right here. He's got good size. Look at that initial burst right into the big right tackle, Derek Simmons. And they ended up using simulated pressure. Only brought 4, but it was enough to be able to get John Mateer to feel hurried and rushed to have to get that ball out of his hands.
Yeah, such a difference on 3rd and long, isn't it?
Yep.
Had a couple of first downs, but now Grayson Miller will try to pin the Tide back. Cole Adams comes up and waves for a fair catch. Again, in this swirling wind tonight, the returners have got to be really careful. Ty Simpson and the Crimson Tide opening possession in this hostile house when you come back. Alabama backed up. Their first possession begins from the 12. Ty Simpson off to a spectacular start to the season. The last 5 games he's been harassed and hit a lot more, thrown 4 interceptions. Had an interception and a fumble against Oklahoma in that home field loss, and a rough outing with his shorthanded cast around him against Georgia in the SEC championship game.
I think to be frank, this is an offense that was really limping to the finish line. Not just the last game they played against Georgia, but really the last 3 or 4 games. See if they can find their rhythm that they had early in the year tonight.
It's Daniel Hill who gets the start. He had a big ball game against the Sooners the first time. Couple of touchdowns for the powerful back. Picks up a yard up the left side, and R. Mason Thomas back finally 7 weeks ago. He injured a quad, returning that fumble against Tennessee, and Venable is certainly glad to have him back as he goes against Grubb's offense.
Yeah, and Ryan Grubb, it's interesting, on the field the last 3 games, but usually throughout his career he's been upstairs as a play caller. He went down to just try to help look the guys in the eyes, thought it might make an impact. But without a whole lot of good results, he said, heck with that. I'm going back upstairs where I can see the field and make better calls.
Second and 9. Simpson didn't look ready for the snap. Gets the ball out quickly to Isaiah Horton. He was hit by Kendall Daniels. It'll be 3rd down.
You're right, Chris. Brailsford snapped that ball, but Simpson looking out to his left. Very fortunate to be able to bring that down. Not only get it down, but just to get it out. And here's 3rd down. This is where Brent Venables likes to get creative. And R. Mason Thomas back is big right there.
Lined up on Simpson's blind side if he's going to throw. Drops back, gets it out quickly, and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to Horton. It was a low throw, and Alabama goes 3 and out.
They twist up front, affect that offensive line, and I think you could tell Simpson he knew he had to get that ball out, got enough of the ball out to Horton on his outside shoulder, low and away, right where you want that ball to be. Horton was beyond the first down marker, just not able to hold on to that football for a first down.
So Burks made a tough catch on third down to get Oklahoma's drive going. Horton couldn't come up with it. And Blake Dowd is on to punt. Special teams, a problem in that SEC championship game. Lost to Georgia. They had a punt block early that set the tone. That's kind of a low kick. Travels 42 yards. And Oklahoma will take over at the 41 for their second possession tonight.
College football playoff first round is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands, and in part by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Previous playoff meeting down in Miami, Kyler Murray in his Heisman Trophy season, quarterback for the Sooners, outdueled by Tua Tagovailoa in a high-scoring game. Sooner legends have come back. Brian Bosworth, saw him at dinner last night.
Oh, yeah?
Part of the program, right? Yes. And then look at this, Bob Stoops and Barry Switzer.
All hands on deck. Home game, playoff game, first one in the history of this great, prideful school and university football program. They are fired up.
Stoops repping the hard to kill, which has become the motto that, frankly, Georgia kind of popularized, but Oklahoma has certainly adopted it. Gritty team that has done very well in close games this season. 4 out of 5 one-score games they've won.
Chris, doesn't it feel like a field position game? We knew that coming in because of the two great defenses. These offenses are struggling to find balance. Field position, turnovers, special teams.
Blaylock trying to get the edge, and he's going to be knocked down after a 2-yard gain. Yeah, you're right. Field position, punting comes into play.
On the tackle. Right now, here early, it's favoring OU. And they have a great punter, one of the best in the country. Your special teams are solid all around.
Certainly got the best kicker in the country if it comes down to field goal kicking. Tate Sandell, the Groza Award winner. Second and 8 off the play fake. Mateer stands and delivers across the middle, and the catch is made by Jermichael Carter. It's his 7th of the season. Found a spot in the zone there.
Yonsei Pierre is right here. He's usually a guy that plays on the edge. Watch him move up. Now there's a nice big opening right there. What a throw. Again, we talking about earlier. Mateer is getting that ball out of his hands. Nice decisive throw. Gives Carter a chance to protect himself after making that catch. 6 catches on the year coming in tonight for 84, but a big one there.
Off the play fake, Mateer has plenty of time, zips it downfield and just missed. Giovanni Gibson missed him by a lot. He was wide open.
Yeah, that ball sailed. It's opened up. You'll see on the left side, secondary, 2 guys are taking that middle route, that big crossover, and Gibson's a big target. I mean, he's 6'2", and as good as he's been looking throwing the ball, you could see as soon as it left his hand, that ball was going to sail well over his head. Nobody around him. That's a miss there for the Sooners.
Caden Helms, he tied into the backfield. Now they motion him out. Second and 10, run all the way. Mateer's got a block, got space, lowers his head, delivers the blow, and has a first down. Helms, the tight end, threw a nice block.
Yeah, they run a quarterback counter here. There's Helms you just talked about, picks up the linebacker, and he's got, if you haven't watched him this year, he's a physical runner, low center of gravity, does a good job of being able to protect the football there. But he's got some suddenness to him, and again, Oklahoma knew that was a big part, whether it was the scramble off schedule or the design QB run. They've got to have answers to take number 10's ability to win this game with his legs away.
4th run already. He is a bulldozer. He's also pretty shifty, too. He can make some nice cuts and spins. Surprisingly agile for a dude who's got a very thick lower body. That time Blaylock got nothing.
And that time Kane Womack said, heck with that. I mean, he walked 8 guys up to the line of scrimmage, played 0 man-to-man, and just outnumbered the Oklahoma offensive line. No chance. That play was stoned right at the line of scrimmage.
Satania to the left of Mateer. Blaylock behind him. Mateer on the move, forced backwards, and has to throw it away. heavy pressure that time from Red Morgan, who played really well in the first matchup between these teams.
Yeah, Red Morgan is a guy, kind of that next guy in the Alabama history of having great guys that play at that star position. Brian Branch, most notably, Malachi Moore. They've had some great ones over the last few years. He just feels like 16 is the guy that's really coming on at that second level of this defense. Kind of that tweener, can play physical, almost like a linebacker, but athletic enough to cover, and a great blitzer.
So 3rd and 10, easily within field goal range for Sandell. They go across the middle, and once again, it's Xavier Robinson working free. Robinson turns the corner and is forced out inside the 10. 17 yards.
But Damani Jackson, who's in for Dejon Lee, misses a tackle that would have kept him short of the first down. Little angle route right there. I think he was just expecting him to go north and south. And even though he's 240 pounds, Robinson shows it. He's pretty nifty with his feet. Able to pick up some valuable yardage there after that cut to get around Damani Jackson.
Robinson still in the game. John Lee back at corner for Alabama. That's a first down run for Mateer. Picks his way. Mateer, shifty, touchdown OU. He can beat you running in different ways. You saw the elusiveness there.
Yep, Chris, and this is a quarterback counter with the guard and a tight end coming around. This play's designed to go out his way. But watch Mateer's natural ability. Waits, nothing there. Comes all the way back the other side, and another poor job of tackling by Alabama in the secondary, that time Xavier Brown.
That's a corner who completely whiffed in the 225-pounder. Sandell knocks it through. Oklahoma has control field position, and they jump on top 7-0. Big John looking like he did early in the season, pre-surgery.
Again, I want to focus on physicality. I want us to focus on working together, okay, and then the execution piece of it. So when we talk about, practice habits become game reality, if it ever has, man, this is the moment.
Get right to the point there. Plenty of sands left in the hourglass as he was making that speech. But again, they've had plenty of time to practice and prepare for this, and a sharp start for Oklahoma.
We talked about field position, how important that is. Got a couple first downs on their opening drive. Pinned Bama inside their own 15. A 3-and-out, took over at their own 41, and took advantage of it with a touchdown, our first score.
The lefty Sandell, again the Groza winner, sends it away. And let's hear Brooks from the goal line. Spun around and slammed down at the 15. High kickoff, and the Sooners flew down there. Laura, what do you have?
Well, Chris, we're seeing the impact of R. Mason Thomas already in this game, and even on the sideline, talking to his fellow defenders, saying we're going to eat in this game. You can see how electric his leadership is, and one of the things that Brent Venables said this week is in his return from rehab, from coming back from this quad injury that he had November 1st, he never missed a meeting. His commitment to Oklahoma has been so apparent. He loves being back out here with his guys.
Perhaps a pitch count tonight because Venables acknowledges he could be rusty. First action in 7 weeks. Alabama 3-and-out the first time. Simpson harassed and sacked off the edge. Kip Lewis is a bad man. Pre-game, Kirk. You can't be more intense than he was down there.
No doubt about it. He was locked in, looking down at the other end of the sideline. Good job of disguising it. Completely fooled Ty Simpson. Never saw it, never felt it at all. They were trying to set up a screen, and he just could not get the ball out because it was taken away. Oklahoma did a good job with coverage.
Lewis was a serious problem for the Tide. 2 sacks earlier this year in Tuscaloosa, along with 7 tackles. 2nd and 18 from the end zone. He delivers to Cuevas across the middle, who's hit very quickly and dropped by Robert Spears Jennings. Picked up 8. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Just to touch on what Laura talked about with Brent Venables, every time we've had him, he almost gets tears in his eyes talking about the guys that were his first recruiting class. Robert Spears-Jennings, R. Mason Thomas on this defense, Kobe McKenzie, Kip Lewis, Owen Haneke, just the veterans on this team, the glue. And when they've had good times and bad times, now they're seasoned veterans that lead this defense.
Such an important component for teams that try to make these championship chases. Sooners crowding the line, play clock running down. Simpson's going to have to spend a timeout here.
I don't know if we saw a flag. Are they going to give him the timeout? Let's see if they do.
It's a Big Ten crew. Cole Kneppel is the referee. And the timeout was taken just in the nick of time. So 3rd and 10 for the Tide when you come back.
Simpson called timeout, struggling to hear on that last play, so they have made a change to his helmet. Remember, they have that communication system in the helmet, but they also have plugs in the ear holes. It's like one of those might have been dislodged, making it hard for him to hear and communicate. That's the reason for the timeout. He has a new helmet on now, guys.
He expected a tough environment, but he also believes his Alabama team is battle-tested. Again, the win at Georgia this season, the tough Iron Bowl on the road.
This is the beauty of these home field first-round college football playoff games.
It's the 8-9 game. Oklahoma one spot higher earns the right to host this. Deafening on 3rd and 10. Pressure comes. Simpson retreating back to the end zone. Desperation heave incomplete. Pressured again. Tried to find Brooks, but Owen Haneke took away his time.
Yep, Owen Haneke, really good job. And again, look all the different looks that they have. He's just kind of spying, and then he sees an area to be able to get free. So again, once again, the question coming into this game wasn't just about Ty Simpson. It was, is Ty Simpson going to be able to throw on favorable downs and distances? First 2 series, they've been deep in their own territory, behind the sticks, putting it all on that offensive line. In this environment, it's not a recipe that's going to help them win tonight.
Dowd, very short punt, and it's going to be fair caught in Alabama territory by Cedena. So back-to-back 3-and-outs. And Oklahoma continues to dominate field position.
Yeah, they are just disguising whether it's pressure on the offensive line. Oh boy, how did he miss that one? Haneke just had a big play rushing the quarterback. He turned his head. I think he thought he was going to get that one. Look how frustrated he is. But it helped because, look, last drive they started at their own 41. We're talking about this being a field position game. Turned it into a touchdown. Now plus territory at the plus 46. What can they do with this very favorable opportunity?
This is eerily similar to the first meeting. Bama had back-to-back 3-and-outs. Oklahoma eventually had a pick 6 on Bama's 3rd possession to build a lead. Mateer trying to stretch his 7-0 lead with a first down throw. It's Jaron Kanak, the tight end, one of his best buddies and favorite targets. They pick up 8.
So when Simpson drops back, there's just his head's looking around everywhere because he's under such duress. So far, when we're watching John Mateer drop back to throw, you don't see any pressure. Unless they're bringing blitzes, he's back there all day. Now, this is an offense that has not been able to run the football that well late in the year, and especially after the injury to Mateer. But tonight, very balanced so far.
Laylock lowers his head. Jefferson knocked him back, but it's a first down at the 35.
Showed you that clip of Brent Venables kind of challenging his team in their manhood. They know they're playing Alabama. They know they've already seen them. But he talked about being the tougher team, the more physical team. Message sent, delivered, and accepted by this Oklahoma team so far in this first quarter. A lot of different looks by Ben Arbuckle, the play caller.
Empty backfield after all that shifting on first down. End around. Blaylock catapults forward, picks up about 6 inside the 30.
Right now, it's always a game that kind of ebbs and flows with the strategy and who has the momentum. And right now, not just the field position, but the confidence with the different looks. It just feels like right now they're the aggressor. Ben Arbuckle on this offense with all the different looks, the threat of the quarterback runs, getting the eyes of the defense, and it's opening up other opportunities, whether it's jet sweep, there was a power read, or also in just a routine run play.
Quick sugar huddle as the Sooners come up and try to get to the edge. Play like it's strung out and fights forward. Venables gave Arbuckle, the flag is down here, the green light. He felt maybe they were a little too mistake averse, Kirk. He wants a more aggressive approach than he's getting it.
Yeah, so we got a penalty, I think, on Oklahoma. Late hit by Eddie Pierre-Louis. Louis. I think he just, after the whistle, he ended up hitting Red Morgan, 16. I'm guessing that's what this call will be on.
Louis, the left guard.
Again, just trying to be aggressive, but I think this one may call yeah, look at Venables'
After the
face.
play was over,
Yeah.
unsportsmanlike conduct, number 55 of the offense, 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. Down counts, third down. That's number 55's first.
That's not what he meant by physicality and aggression.
No, but that is massive. You're already in field goal range. It's going to be third and short, and now with a 15, there's the penalty right there. Right in front of the official, an easy call, dead ball foul.
You know, and they called that unsportsmanlike because that was not a football act to hit a guy who's standing out of bounds. It's a good decision to go unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, so it stays. It's going to be third down here, and look how long they have to go.
3rd and 18, as you said, it backed him up, even out of Sandell's field goal range. Mateer tries to get some of it back. They flare it out to Satania, who breaks a tackle. Isaiah Satania, the big play weapon in this offense. Looked like it was going to be a short gain, ends up picking up 10. And they can send out the Rosa Award winner now for a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, you're not in field goal range, and then because of this effort, and again, if I'm Kane Womack, I'm getting my boys on the sideline, and I'm going to reinforce the importance of, guys, if we're going to play well, we've got to be able to tackle out in space. Swarm to the football, leverage the football, and gang tackle. Too many missed tackles so far for Bama.
Sandell, a specialist at these 50-plus. This is from 51. He's 7 for 7 from beyond 50. That is historically good in college football. Drives it right through. What a weapon. Kind of kicker that you see on Thursday nights in the NFL.
No doubt about that.
It's a 13-yard drive. They tack on 3 after the short punt, and just like in Tuscaloosa, a 10-0 first quarter lead for Oklahoma.
Nice job with a hold to get that down. Gets the laces turned.
Jacob Ulrich is an elite holder. Ben Anderson, an elite snapper. The whole operation is almost flawless for Oklahoma on these field goals.
And they have just dominated this first quarter. Alabama has 6 plays and 5 yards. And again, their defense has been out there a lot, but there's been missed tackles on that Robinson play that ended up being a big play. Missed tackle on Mateer for the touchdown. Missed tackle on that 3rd and long where they weren't in field goal range. Put them in field goal range. So Bama's defense has got to do a good job of, again, swarming to the football on defense.
Shots out of Simpson. Who can Ryan Grubb in this Alabama offense to counteract what Venables is doing so far?
Well, it would help not to start inside their own 15. And it's tough enough to be here in this environment. It's a whole different ball game as a play caller for Ryan Grubb. When you're backed up in a game that you want to be favorable positions on this field, and right now they've been backed up twice.
Yeah, the last kickoff, Brooks chose to return it, only got to the 15. Bet he's been given instructions for a fair catch this time. Yeah, he waves for it. At least they can start at the 25. Pretty exciting triple header Saturday. We're all going to head over to College Station. The Hurricanes, Carson Beck against the Aggies. That'll be a juiced-up environment. Tulane and Ole Miss, a rematch of a blowout in Oxford earlier this season. Then the Dukes and the Ducks.
Be fun. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. You know, the first round, again, we mentioned last year, the first round was dominated. What was it, 19 points with average margin?
Only Clemson at Texas was able to hang in really after halftime and be competitive. And the Tide get it going. It's the first carry for Jam Miller. And he is hauled forward by the center. Brailsford picks up a few extra yards.
Great job of keeping his balance to allow Brailsford to be able to turn around and keep him up and pull him. That went from a gain of 3 to that keeping his balance and pulling him, a gain of about 7.
Alabama in no hurry. This should be the final play of the first quarter if they choose to snap it. Miller again off the left side, knocked down short of the marker by Cortland Guillory off the corner. All OU dominate field position, swarming defense, pressuring Simpson. They lead 10-0 after 15 minutes in Norman. Back after this message, and we're your local ABC station. Watching the college football playoff first round presented by Allstate. Back for the second quarter, the college football playoff first round presented by Allstate. 49 degrees, breezy here in Oklahoma. Goodyear blimp soaring overhead, giving us our aerial coverage. Tried, tested, proven, legendary. Well, down 10. Yet to get a first down. Alabama needs 3, Kirk, just to try to get this drive up and going.
Yeah, 8 plays that first quarter, 12 yards. No rushing yards, no first downs, 2 3 and outs. Can they get a first down here?
Daniel Hill is the back. Simpson looking to throw for it. Zips it incomplete. Not on the same page as Isaiah Horton, who was well covered by Guillory. Horton's a reliable receiver, had the drop in the first possession and wasn't where Simpson expected him that time.
No, there's pressure again up front. This offensive line is just getting outclassed and beaten up, not only on the early downs, but obviously with Brent Venables especially on third down. That time moving R. Mason Thomas on a twist.
Again, DeBoer wanted a jersey grab on him.
He did, and I think Simpson just feels rushed. He feels hurried with what's happening in front of him.
One of those guys is a huge discrepancy between his stats when he's got a clean pocket versus pressured. This is another very poor punt. Nothing's going right as Blake Dowd and off the side of his foot. And Oklahoma again will have good field position after just a 31-yarder.
Yeah, even though they're off to a good start, this is Eddie Pierre-Louis. It was a penalty that clearly after the field goal, Brent Venables finally got a chance to talk to him. And look at the energy right here. What the heck are you doing?
And after he's done.
And he's done. And Ben Arbuckle, the offensive coordinator, just waiting on him. We want you to be physical. Let's be smart.
From the 37. It's here, and Sooners back to work. Momentum squarely on their side. There's a pass across the middle. Now it's Oklahoma fans who want a flag on Deshaun Jones. There isn't one.
That was actually, in my opinion, that was a great play by Jones. I thought he got around the body. I mean, if you go frame by frame, I think that's clean. Got around the body, used the right hand. Bill, what'd you think of that one?
That got it clean, too. He didn't make that contact till after the ball was there. Good play by the defender.
Good job using that length there with that right arm.
Wake Forest transfer plays the Husky position for Alabama. Robinson in 2nd and 10. Clogged up on that right side, picked up about 1.5 yards. Justin Hill made the play, 3rd and long.
If OU starts running the football, the challenge that Bama's going to have is they want to keep their safeties back, not to give up big plays, but they also need their safeties down to stop against Mateer in the run game.
Show some false tempo, hurry up on this 3rd down and 8, but then take their time. Alabama moving all over the place with their defensive alignment, really crowding the line. Showing heavy pressure.
And they got 8 guys up there. Someone's dropping.
They drop way out. Mateer does have time on the move. Scans, fires, sideline route. That's Deion Burks over there. They're talking about it. Catch made. Burks for the 2nd time has worked the sideline and come up with a tough catch.
Wow, because Sabian Brown came up, what a effort again.
Toe down, does he have control?
I'm guessing they're going to take a peek at that one again. Much as I want that to stand, just because it's such a great effort. Wow, they did stop it.
Tom Kissinger, this Big Ten crew, is the replay official. Oklahoma tried to run quickly there.
That play is under further review.
He moves the ball into his right arm as he hits the ground. Is
Chris,
that control?
That's what I was wondering, Bill. I'd love to get your thought. What a throw on the run. Another third down throw like this. The right toe looks like it. It's tough to see from there, but I think finishing at the end of this, does he maintain possession through the catch?
Survive the ground, right? That's what they were.
He's got to survive the ground. The foot is down. There's no problem with the foot. What we've got to see is a front angle to see if there's a bobble of the ball.
The toe's down there for sure.
No question.
So now it's
survive the ground. Ball, it's tough to see from that angle.
That one.
When he spins over.
Here it is, Bill. Here you go, bud.
After further review, the ruling of catch is upheld. First and 10.
So they didn't see anything clear and obvious to overturn it.
I thought that last one showed the ball hit the inside of his left forearm. You mentioned how he moved the ball to his right arm. When the ball came down, we thought it might have hit the surface, but it looked like it came down on his forearm. So that's definitely a catch. Two insane catches by this guy, both, by the way, on third down.
He converted a 3rd and 8 there. And they're now at the Alabama 46. It's here all day, right down the middle. It's Burks again in the seam as he goes low in front of Jefferson. Picked up 19 more.
Ben Arbuckle right now is calling a heck of a game. It makes it easier when you have time to throw, but it's such good spatial awareness by these receivers. Mateer, 5 receivers out with that time to throw, putting a lot of pressure on that back end of the Alabama defense. They're covering a lot of space with the way he's designing these plays.
Robinson met, driven back, pads popping as Justin Jefferson drove him back for a 2-yard loss.
I always get fired up when I see a defender in college football tackle like this. I'm just going to be quiet and let you watch this. I mean, how beautiful is that? You know, so many guys just want to hit and not bring their arms and wrap up. Ball almost came out. I just love how he finished. What a play. Justin Jefferson, great job. You're allowed to use your arms in college football when you tackle.
That's an old rule. Mateer slings it quickly to the sideline. It's Burks again. This time, not much after the catch, although he does so. The strength to fight through Brown picks up 6.
Burks on just a different level right now. Remember the receivers last year for Oklahoma? I think their top 5 or 6 guys were out with injuries. This year they've had some injuries, but Sategna's their main guy, but it's great to see Burks in that slot making some big plays tonight so far for Oklahoma. 4 of 6 to start this game on third down.
They need 5 here. Blaylock moves into the slot. Alabama not showing pressure. And Mateer across the middle, caught! 1st and goal. Jacob Jordan, catch number 2 on the season for the sophomore.
Well, Deshaun Jones fell down. Good job of finding him, and it's nice again when they rush forward, they don't blitz. There's just no pressure. Yeah, and you know, the big thing that happens here is Deshaun Jones lost his footing, and Mateer eventually found him to make the throw for the first down. He's right here over the slot.
Sategna and Burks not on the field in the third down. No problem. Go to Jordan for his 2nd catch of the year. 1st and goal. Mateer takes a look. Touchdown! Isaiah Sategna! Oklahoma rolling over the Tide right now.
Well, Such a nice job here. Again, Ben Arbuckle deserves credit, but John Mateer, a healthy John Mateer is a different deal. He shows threat of a run, and when he shows the threat of the run, watch the defender get his eyes on Mateer. Loses the receiver, easy to sneak behind him, and that's what the threat of Mateer's legs can do for this offense.
This is not how Oklahoma has looked most of the season, I promise you. Hard-fought, gritty wins. This offense booed by their own fans the last 2 home games here, on fire against Alabama. 17-0. Aggressive defense, locked in quarterback. John Mateer, 5 of 6 on that drive. 62 yards on the touchdown to Satania. Clutch on 3rd down completions. The joint is literally jumping. Alabama staggered. We have never seen them in a CFP game.
Not at all.
This is exactly what happened last year in these first-round on-campus games. We talked about it. The energy built upon, matched by the home teams. Visitors in deep trouble early. Brooks with another fair catch. And Bama will start from the 25 again.
Well, we talked about what Ben Arbuckle is doing. This is the first touchdown. Similar formation, run the football. Defense is really keyed in on that +1. And Mateer, what great instincts. Well, now you get to the next touchdown. The last touchdown, same look. Now he shows it, gets the defense to be concerned about the threat of his legs, and then the receiver's able to slide away. So really has it dialed in right now with Ben Arbuckle. It'll be interesting to see how Kane Womack adjusts to this attack tonight.
Arbuckle's called 30 plays for the OU offense. This is Alabama's 10th play. Simpson harassed on a first down throw. Didn't even blitz. Immediately off the spot and misfires, trying to find Williams.
How much fun is it to watch R. Mason Thomas back? Boy, have they missed him since Knoxville. We had that big play that turned that game around. He right there, he's going up against Michael Carroll, who's going to be a great player, but he's a true freshman going up against a man in R. Mason Thomas. And he's already making his presence be felt on these first 4 series for Alabama.
When you're beating him 4 rushers against 5 linemen, quarterback has no time. It's no wonder Bama can't get anything going. Brooks makes the catch. Spun down after a 5-yard gain. Another 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, we knew that this would be a big battle at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes we get caught up in the physicality, like who's going to pound the ball, who's going to run the football. Tonight we're being reminded of the importance of the pass protection. It's not just about being big and strong. It's about being smart, being able to pick up a lot of movement. Pre-snap getting one look, post-snap another. See how they handle it. Once again, Brent Venables has him where he wants him on 3rd down.
Jeremy Bernard, the versatile weapon, is to Simpson's left on this play. Motion's out now. Play clock at 4. Just get it off. Pressure comes. It's picked up. Back foot throw. Brooks comes back and makes the catch. Under heavy pressure, backpedaling. He just lofted it out there.
And he finally has just enough time. The ball is underthrown. Good job of adjusting back by the true freshman. But they look at that cushion. And that's a matchup that you love to see, because Jaden Hardy is a safety matched up against a fleet-footed Brooks. So good job of recognizing that matchup and making a good throw there by Ty Simpson. Let's see if that gets this offense going a little bit. First down of the game.
Not an easy catch for young man from New Jersey. Reached out on his hip, comes up with it. Alabama finally has something going at the Oklahoma 41. Simpson pressured again and just got out of the pocket, flipped it into the turf. Did not get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Mason Thomas all over him again.
Yeah, you also see Grace Halton doing a good job in the interior. Look at that battle. You got 2 guys. You're able to fight through that. What an incredibly talented defensive line. Taylor Wine really picked up his game after R. Mason Thomas. A little trash talk there. It's going to be happening all night is what Halton's letting him know. But you go across the board, 44, 56, 52, 32, obviously 0.
Four-man rush on second down across the middle. Catch made. It's Cuevas, and the big tight end. Welcome back to the lineup tonight with a catch inside the red zone. Picked up 23.
Yeah, they sure have missed him. Just trying to hit this seam. You can see the safeties are split. Got a robber there, number 13. Powers just kind of sitting there trying to be that rat to just try to wait to see if he can read the quarterback's eyes. Good job, Simpson, using his eyes to move him away, opening up that seam route.
Good looking drive by Simpson in this offense. Can they punch it in? Field goal, not what they're looking for here. Low throw. Didn't get his feet set. Tried to find Cuevas, who had some space there.
Again, it's so much easier to sit up here and say this. Again, see the way his offensive line and his pass pros happened, but he's got time here. But look how unsettled he is. His eyes are moving around. His feet are moving around. Just sit in there. You got time. If he's able to just sit in there, that's a touchdown. Cuevas pulled away from the coverage there, and he's able to walk into the end zone if that ball is thrown accurately.
You could just almost see the static in his brain at this point, Simpson. He knew this was going to be an issue. He knew he'd have to be calm, be slow. Miller around left end, breaks a tackle, gets down inside the 15.
Caden Proctor moves so well for a left tackle. He's 365 pounds, and he's trying to pull around to kind of set that edge. Gives him a chance now in the red zone.
Fourth best in the SEC. You wonder if they're thinking about 4-down territory here. Bernard to the left of Simpson. And motions to the right side. Only a time on the play clock.
Watch out for this guy.
He rolls away from him, throws low. It's not a first down. Bernard went down and got it at the 10, but it's going to be 4th down and 2.
And you said, Chris, you pointed out pre-snap that he was in that backfield just trying to find some space underneath. But again, he's falling backwards as he throws because of that pressure. And they're going to have to go for it with this hole they've dug themselves into, down 17. How about making this call for Ryan Grubb? What an opportunity here. Can they convert here on this 4th and 2?
It's been a struggle, 3rd and 4th down, short yardage. They often will go wide. They're not afraid to head to the perimeter when they need a short pickup. Play clock down at 2-1. Simpson looking, finding. Brooks still fighting, diving for the end zone. Alabama 4th down touchdown to get on the board.
Lazir Brooks, the true freshman, keeps Alabama's hopes alive here on the road. Good job of getting the ball out. Remember, he's empty. You've got 5 offensive linemen. That ball needs to come out fast. Good job of getting behind the big tight end Cuevas. Really well-designed play. And how about the effort? 3 broken tackles to not only get the first down, but into the end zone for their first touchdown of the night.
We asked who could step up and help out Bernard and Horton and Williams. And DeBoer said, thinks Lazir Brooks is set up, no longer a freshman at this point. It was all him on the drive. The tough catch to get him going. And the touchdown. There's a flag on the PAT. Brooks spinning and twisting in a 9-play, 75-yard drive in a second less than 4 minutes. Desperately needed. All Oklahoma in the first quarter and a half. Flag picked up, PAT good. Fourth down touchdowns, the pattern here in the Iron Bowl. This was a tie game. And DeBoer says, forget the chip shot. We're going to throw for it. Isaiah Horton's 3rd touchdown of the game, winning points.
Yeah, and when he talked about it, to him it was a no-brainer. Simpson, they trust him, and then tonight this game's getting sideways in a hurry. Knew they had to take advantage of this field position. It's been against him all night. Makes a quick throw, and then this is just an incredible effort. If Bama ends up coming back to get competitive in this game, this will be the play that we're going to be talking about if we're in that 3rd or 4th quarter. The effort here by Brooks to get this Alabama team, maybe that lights the fuse to get them going. Look at Grubb there in the and the specs. Love to see that.
Peyton Bowen doesn't miss many tackles, and Brooks just kind of spun right out of his grasp.
He told us on our call this week that he really liked Brooks the way he's been really throwing as a true freshman. Thought he may have a chance to make some plays tonight.
Got 4 pretty good receiver weapons, and Cuevas back at tight end, but it's been Brooks so far. Laura, Mateer heads back out there, up 10 now.
We've seen him look a lot healthier in this game, as you guys have commented on. And Chris, he told us he watched the Heisman Trophy ceremony, gave a lot of credit to the winner, Fernando Mendoza. But he said there was a little whisper in my head watching. In another life, I wondered if that would be me up there. He said a year ago he watched, and he thought it would be him. It was heartbreaking. He said it sucked, but I'm over it. And Chris, he turned his sights, telling us he could just go win a national championship, and that'd be a lot better.
You could just match up against Mendoza in the Rose Bowl if they come out of here with a win. Burks again. Burks has blockers and splits defenders, picks up a quick 15.
That's a designed screen to get the ball out to Burks in space. Oklahoma showed pressure, fell out of it, but they're out of position because of that. Good blocks downfield. 11. Gibson does his job. See the lineman down there, Satania.
Bama corners continue to struggle, corralling receivers after the catch.
But Oklahoma, 31 plays, 15 runs, 16 passes. Very, very balanced. It's been a problem for him late in the year without having that balance.
Mateer spins down, almost 200 yards total offense. They get outgained by almost 200 yards. It was not electrifying offense that led to that victory at Tuscaloosa. It was great field position and defense and a pick 6.
Yeah, the pick 6 and a turnover. They had 3 turnovers. It turned out to create 17 points. There's the play selection now at 32, 16 and 16. So a lot of different formations and personnel groupings, doing such a good job of making Oklahoma have to think, communicate, adjust. Anytime you do that, it's going to slow them down. Then you throw in the balance of that attack. It's not one-dimensional.
Mateer, the leading rusher in terms of yards gained rushing before sacks. He actually led the team for the whole season. Despite that injury and an de-emphasized running game, that time he finds Giovanni Gibson on the short route, tackled by Jackson. Picked up 3, third down now.
Kane Womack seeing the same thing from the sideline that you and I and everybody else are seeing. They cannot get pressure on Mateer, so he doesn't want to have to blitz a lot, but that time did dial up some pressure with the linebackers and at least got Mateer out of the pocket, played man-to-man coverage. Remember, they want to play zone, kind of put a lid on the top of this defense, keep everything in front. That's not working right now. They're going to have to dial up some pressure and get Mateer off his spot.
Tremendous efficiency. This team was under 40% on third down for this season. 5 of 7 tonight against this Bama defense. Mateer, pressure comes, and he escapes. Mateer now launching over the middle, and it's incomplete. Xavier Robinson was running free, couldn't quite get it, but Mateer escaped what would have been a big loss.
Well, we just talked about how they don't blitz a lot. Keon Sabb is right here. They're going to bring this pressure. Well designed for Alabama, but a miss. Now look at this. Look at the first down yardage, but instead he gets a little greedy, sees the open receiver, see his form there. He just kind of twists his body, trying to have that rotational throw run into his left, but misses. Well, it's a drop ball by the running back. But he easily could have added a first down if he just took off and ran.
Only had to get to the 50 to get the first down. Would have easily made it.
Yep.
Delay of game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Not a big deal. They'll back up Grayson Miller for the punt. So a missed opportunity there. Robinson couldn't corral it.
Off his fingertips.
Alabama eventually does get that stop, and will try to cut into the lead with 4:29 to go before halftime. Alabama will get the football to begin the third quarter. Miller, it's blocked, and Alabama special teams make a play. He just dropped the snap, and Big Tim Keenan says, thank you, I'll gobble that up.
Gobble it up is right. The 330-pounder, his eyes must have lit up. And Miller's one of the best punters in the entire country. It's a great snap. He just lost the football. Really no explanation for it. By the time he picks it up, the big fella's right there in his face. And finally, something goes right for Alabama, where now they have favorable field position.
Special teams have been a problem a couple of times this year, but that sets them up at the 30, and momentum has rapidly shifted to DeBoer's team. I formation, they fake it to Miller. Simpson zips it across the middle, and it's the first catch of the night for Isaiah Horton. Reliable veteran, picked up 14.
What a job here by Simpson. Watch his eyes, works to the left, comes back through his progressions, comes all the way back to his fourth option to hit Horton for that first down, and a good job up front of giving him time to throw.
Alabama got to the line quickly and shifted out, 2-by-2 look, empty backfield. A lot of time to survey. Sooners bring pressure. Bam! Down he goes as Marvin Jones Jr. hit him right in the face. And Simpson never apparently saw him coming.
Well, let me draw and show you this. I think the threat of this offensive line goes this way. Now you've got two guys to block for one offensive lineman. So you slide it to the left. Now you're one man short. A good job of disguising pressure to the left. Force the offensive line that way. Put the young true freshman Carroll in a 1-against-2 situation. So again, Venables disguising there, gets home.
Former Seminole legacy player there. 7-yard loss. Simpson quickly out with it. Horton retreating after the catch. And he's going to be knocked down at the 18-yard line. Picked up 6.
This is big opportunity after that drop. Just the punter dropping the football, but because of that sack, now you're behind the sticks. So what Ryan Grubb does he keep it tight end to chip, maybe a back end? Because protection isn't about Simpson throwing it. It's about will he have time to make the throw.
2 sacks, but pressured frequently. It's Bernard in the backfield as a blocker. Now they bring in Dre Washington and motion Bernard out. Pressure again. Flipped incomplete over the middle. He tried to get back out of the backfield, but that time it was Grayson Halton from the middle, and here comes the field goal team.
Well, they're trying to set up a screen with all that movement. Marvin Harrison working around. Here's the back they're trying to throw the football to, Washington, but watch, he gets inadvertently banged. He gets hit right there, so you can't throw the ball. They got linemen out in front. Timing of it's good, but the stunt around there by Marvin Jones ends up bumping into the receiver.
Washington has seldom used back. And now Connor Talty trying to salvage 3 points for Alabama. Drives it right through. So not what the tie we're looking for after that fumbled punt snap. But the lead is 7 with 2:08 to play before halftime. Back after these messages and a word from your local ABC station.
Want to talk football with a friend? Just tell Siri. Call Jesse on speakerphone.
Jesse Palmer, you could ask him about relationship advice.
Yeah.
Baking. He does a lot of different shows about different topics.
No doubt.
Jess
I need some baking tips from Jess.
Jess and Tess are in Oxford for the Rebels in the Green Wave tomorrow afternoon. All right, so 17-10 all of a sudden. Again, Bama gets the ball to begin the second half. Mateer's got 2:08 to work with.
And how aggressive will Ben Arbuckle be? I think he will be very aggressive. With 2:08 to go, still has a 2-minute timeout, still has 3 timeouts himself, and he's got the best kicker in the country. So at the very least, he's thinking of getting into field goal range, especially with Bama getting some momentum and getting the ball to start this second half. If I'm Bama, I got my eyes on 10 and his legs off schedule plays. Don't let him scramble on you.
Got to get about 40 yards to get in for Sandell comfortable field goal range. Keeper. And the last play before the 2-minute timeout is about a 3-yard gain. Sooners with all 3 of their timeouts to work with in the final 2 minutes. Trying to extend what was a comfortable lead and suddenly isn't. 17-10. Two minutes from the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Laura will join Roman Harper, Jordan Rogers, and Tim Tebow, SEC Nation guys. Very interesting first half. Complete dominance by Oklahoma in the first quarter. Bama climbing back in with a touchdown drive and then cashing in a dropped punt snap for a field goal. And Mateer trying to get something going here, trying to get in range for that guy. Tate Sandell, premier kicker in college football this season. Second and 8. Has time from the pocket, zips it across the middle, and climbing the ladder is Jermichael Carter. Some little used Sooner receivers are having big impacts tonight.
Well, anytime you have split safeties, you want to attack the middle of the field. The linebackers did not get the right depth. Justin Jefferson had his head on his swivel, felt that crosser, but did not get enough depth. And Mateer once again had time to make that throw. And how about Carter getting more involved for this offense?
Yeah, 2 chunk plays tonight after just 6 catches all season. Jacob Jordan and his second catch of the season earlier. Pressure, Mateer scrambling around, pinballing, and he'll be slammed down for a sack. The first of the night for Alabama.
Yeah, they finally brought some pressure there. This is what I was talking about. You get safeties that do this. You got to be able to attack into the middle. Look at Jefferson, unable to really get the depth, and that's a tough ask. Look at all that space he's got to be able to try to cover. You see him looking around. He's looking at the sideline like, I need some help. That's just too much room. But Carter is, come on, Chris. He's 6'2", 200-pounder. And it's the sack. Remember, they've not gotten pressure unless they bring those linebackers or somebody from the secondary. See Jefferson that time 10 ended up coming after him.
Jefferson's a guy that came from Pearl River Community College. He told us they had to bite, scratch, and claw. No NIL down there. They would have to kind of put together change, go to the grocery store and cook on a hot plate in the dorm room. He says, I'm hungry, man. Where I've come from, to be in a game like this in Alabama.
That's awesome. Got to walk in pressure up again. Remember, they can't get to him unless they bring people. Who they're going to bring, who they're going to drop.
Only rush 3. Intercepted! They confused him! Xavier Brown headed the other way! Touchdown Tide! A pick 6! From the man who had one against Tennessee just before the half. Mateer's first huge mistake.
They completely confused him where they walk. Like I said, you didn't know if they're going to bring them all or they're going to drop. They end up dropping out of it, but they do such a good job talking about different coordinators coming up with the right play call. Give Kane Womack a lot of credit for how he uses Xavier Brown there. And Brown did a good job of reading the eyes of Mateer, just kind of baited him into this throw.
Don't throw against Brown late in the half, okay? The 99-yard pick 6 against the Vols. This was a 50-yard house call.
And Chris, I don't know if Mateer's reading side adjust, but the receiver ends up running downfield. He's not even turning and expecting the ball. Brown is just reading Mateer's eyes, so they bait him, show some man coverage and pressure. And then Mateer has no chance of being able to catch up to Brown. Boy, as this game flipped around, I told you, if Bama comes back, we're going to point to that play by Brooks and the decision to go for it on 4th down. From that play on, this game is flipped. 17 straight unanswered. Mateer again, no chance in the open field against Xavier Brown.
Yeah, he had to save a touchdown against LSU. He had to make 2 tackles in their last game here after throwing interceptions. Could not corral the speedy Brown. The Californian would love to play a home game in the Rose Bowl, and it's suddenly 17 apiece.
And remember the first game? It was OU's pick 6. It was OU's special teams and the big plays. Tonight, flip the script. It's Bama with a pick 6 and Bama with the special teams.
That's a great point. Pick 6s in each of the last 2 games by Oklahoma against Alabama. Had one here a year ago. This is that play. This completely turned things around. Kind of lofted out there. And this one, all about, as you said, the pre-snap confusion Alabama created.
Yeah, and I tell you, I mean, Alabama, you're in a playoff game. You're down 17. You're on the road. You can almost hear the screams from here from Tuscaloosa in the state of Alabama. Get rid of DeBoer, what the heck? And now to be able to keep your composure and climb back into this game is incredible.
Will Mateer keep his composure? Tried to throw a screen, and James Smith swatted it away.
Yeah, they don't have LT Overton, so just setting up that screen, the reason that they were able to get pressure, I think this offensive line gets out a little bit early and affected the timing with Mateer. Should have maybe tried to get it up and over that pass rush.
Smith 6'3" with those long arms. There is Overton, one of the key guys on this defense and on special teams, unable to play.
Still all 3 timeouts, minute 14 remaining.
Catch made. Keontez Lewis knocked down just short of the 30, picked up 5. It's going to be 3rd and about 5.
It wasn't just a decision to go for it on 4th down that I keep going back to that play. It was the effort to break 3 tackles to get into the end zone. And it's incredible how that can spark a sideline. In an environment where it's us against the world, that effort by Brooks, so he's a true freshman, breaking those tackles and getting it to 17-7, it's impacted not just, again, Ty Simpson, but this defense is playing with a different edge as well.
And again, I go back to the catch that he made early in the drive, which wasn't that easy.
Right.
Simpson just heaved it out there, and he had to kind of spin and catch it off his thigh pad there.
3rd down play.
Mateer trying to convert this 3rd down. Not going to get there. Justin Jefferson grabbed him, and now
Bama's going to call a timeout. Yeah, I think that's why we get a whistle. They're going to use their last timeout.
22 seconds. Well, they've already seen one punt snap get fumbled. They're going to force Grayson Miller to try to get it away here. 5:43. All 17 Alabama points coming in that span. It is not easy to do in these playoff games. We've seen it in year 2 on the road to climb out of an early hole like that. Not sure what the delay is.
During the play, sideline interference, Alabama. That's a 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. Automatic 1st down.
Wow. DeBoer can't believe it. Lost his headset.
Wow. They're off the field. They have all the momentum in the world. They get a stop. They use a timeout. They're going to get the ball back. And instead, Bill, did you see it? What happened here? Interference on the sideline.
I didn't see the contact, but if there's contact and it's the official's area.
Sometimes, Bill, you see a warning. This must have been serious contact, right?
It had to be something solid. That would draw the flag for that.
DeBoer, incredulous, now gives Oklahoma the ball at the 47. They don't have to go too far. They do have the 2 timeouts to get in range for Sandell. Still looking to see if he can figure out where someone on the sideline interfered with an official.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, it's way downfield.
About at the 35-yard line on the other side, completely.
It's someone who's really on the fringe area of the bench. Not a player. Or in any case.
It's a huge play to keep this drive alive for Mateer to try to get him to field goal range. We'll show you here in a second what happened.
Alabama's first penalty of the night. Mateer thinking, let me get about 15, 20 yards, comfortable range for my kicker. Long throw to the sidelines. And that's Carter who collects it. They use just 3 seconds.
I'm going to show you where this happens. It's way back here. Watch him bump into the blue shirt. Actually, a couple guys there. Bill, what are your thoughts on the depth of the official? Is that this where he's supposed
that's
to be?
His territory.
That's his territory. Gotcha.
You know, and you've endangered me.
Yep.
and you don't belong there.
Got it.
His territory is about 40 yards from where the ball was. That's what stings.
Yeah, he's had it out in deep left field.
Matier looking to escape. He's going to be knocked down. Have to spend a timeout right now as Yanze Pierre, the best pass rusher on this defense, makes an impact.
What have we seen that feels different? What have we seen that feels different? What we're seeing is Kane Womack making adjustments in the middle of this game. Came in thinking he's going to rush 4, play a lot of zone, and the adjustments that they've made.
I had to make an adjustment here. I'm going to be honest with you. This was stuck under a case. I had to give a violent tug. I was still connected.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
It's been a rough night. I got hit in the head by a camera trying to do a hit for your show. But we got a good game here, Kirk, more importantly.
Oh, that's all you can hope for. They needed about 13 yards to get in the field goal range. But the difference from Womack, bringing pressure, bringing the linebackers. They know they can't get pressure without. Oh, this is.
Oh, now you're going to show this.
Go. Hey, shh. The dink. Oh my gosh. In pregame, guys coming off an ACL.
I cleared concussion protocol in 15 seconds. Here we go. Matier bouncing around, delivers underneath. Blaylock, can he get out of bounds? Can he get out of bounds? He's going to be wrestled down inbounds. They have the 1 timeout left and just 3-2. Clock ran down. The clock ran down before a timeout was taken. I guess they didn't feel like it was worth taking one heave to the end zone.
The wind behind them, they had a timeout. You know, with the kicker you have, at least give it a Hail Mary and a chance.
If they had like 6 seconds and a timeout left when he was tackled, should have got out of bounds. So Venables' team 17 apiece. Let's hear from him with Laura.
All right, thank you, Chris. Coach, the pick 6 ties this game up. What's your reaction to the way this half ended?
Yeah, just we had a couple of critical mistakes, and you make those mistakes, you know, they got great magnitude. So, but we'll be okay. You know, the drop the punt, goes for 3, and then the pick 6. So they got some momentum there. Got to respond. Our guys will respond. They fought and overcome all season long.
And what can you say about your quarterback, John Matier's performance?
Yeah, he's had a great, other than that, you know, one poor decision, he's had a fantastic night. We'll get him going again here in the second half.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Here's Holly with Kalen DeBoer.
Well, Coach DeBoer, you're down by 17, a crucial call to go for it on 4th down. What went through your mind in that consideration? And the play then goes to a freshman at that who scores.
I mean, you just, in that moment, you got to go with your gut. And you know, we've been aggressive all year in those moments, and your guys went and made a play. You got to trust them.
What started to unleash with your offense because you're moving the ball much more effectively right now?
We just made some plays. You know, we got some passes that could be caught, and you know, we can throw it a little bit better here and there, and protection's starting to show up a little bit. Comfortable with the speed of everything, and so guys just made plays.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
DeBoer's offense will get the ball to begin the second half. Both teams have been very effective in these tough, tight games in the SEC. We'll see who prevails tonight. Mercedes-Benz halftime report coming up after these messages. You're watching the CFP first round presented by Allstate.
You're watching a special presentation of ESPN, home of the College Football Playoff National Championship game, presented by AT&T.
After a wild first half, what'll happen next? Welcome back to the CFP first round presented by Allstate. 17 apiece, the Sooners and the Crimson Tide. First 17 to Oklahoma, and then Alabama roaring back with 17 points inside of 6 minutes. Lily brings you the stats. Kirk, Alabama still a non-existent run game. -3 rushing yards. Simpson finally got going. Trouble on 3rd down, but they're back in this to get the football to begin the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's incredible. They've been able to work themselves back down 17 in this atmosphere. It's really a tribute to Kalen DeBoer and a culture for them to fight back. And let's face it, when they started to put up some pressure, you could see that the Oklahoma team did not respond, made some mistakes of their own, the punter dropping the ball, the pick 6, of course, by Matier. And now we have a tie game, even though the stats have been dominated and one-sided, favoring the Sooners.
How sustainable is this lack of a running game for Alabama? SEC championship game, it didn't show up against Georgia, smothered. -6 yards net rushing. Go back to the last 6 quarters, the 4 in Atlanta and the 2 here so far tonight. Is that sustainable?
I guess that's why their offense is struggling over the last 3 or 4 games. has everything to do with. You can't do it just putting it all on Simpson and the offensive line and pass pro. You got to have something that makes the defense have to respect you running the football.
Jam Miller comes back healthier tonight. 3 carries, that's it. And their catch by Brooks, who was one of the heroes of that first half. It was a fast start from Matier. He came out slinging the ball, some clutch third down conversions. Hard to stop as a runner. And then Satania got loose. It was 17-0 until a long Alabama touchdown drive with the effort by Brooks.
Yeah, really take that effort by Brooks. The 4th down decision to go for it really flipped this game around as far as momentum and energy. Of course, the mistake by Matier. Xavier Brown with a pick 6 to tie this game up. And we're going to start all over. It's going to be a heck of a second half.
Still no catches for Ryan Williams. Jeremy Bernard, 1 catch for 4 yards. The 2 main weapons in this pass game under pressure again. There's Bernard on cue. Makes a catch. Jeremy Bernard gets loose. And his ball came out at the end. No fumble. They rule him down. Taylor Wine tried to punch it out, but Bernard provides a spark and a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, amazing job of just kind of putting him in the backfield there, just lining him up in a slot. Nice job of finding some space, clearly down. Then the ball comes out, and he was under duress there. Owen Haneke right in his face as he threw that football. Good job of just getting it out.
Too good, too versatile a weapon not to feature more. We look for Bernard to make an impact in the second half. Play fake, long throw to the edge. This is Horton. Easy access in front of Eli Bowen. Picks up a few.
So the first 2 plays by Ryan Grubb. First one, he moved Simpson outside of that pressure, moved the launch point. Second play, quick throw. Just trying to help him out any way that he can, get him into that zone that he's capable of getting into.
Time to check the defense and then check with the sidelines. Bunch of shifting around. They shift around as much as any team in college football pre-snap. OU brings pressure. Simpson steps up and airmails it over the head of Horton as the rush was closing in.
They had a couple receivers into the boundary, but I'll tell you, I had my eyes to the left. Look out here down this sideline. Safety in the middle of the field. You take that shot. I'd be surprised if they don't go back to a similar look. Try to get a one-on-one matchup and see if they can take a shot downfield against the freshman Guillory.
It's been a struggle on 3rd down, 2 for 6. Once the touchdown pass came on 4th down. Need 6 here. Crowded line of scrimmage. Got to spend a timeout here unless they snap it right now. Nope, no play. A flag did come out. Simpson was up there trying to make adjustments.
Caden Proctor, the left tackle, moved.
Full start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Still 3rd down, but now they need 11.
Yeah, all the confusion. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. So it's either it's a delay a game or the left tackle moved. Either one, it's 5 yards.
Whoa. Kip Lewis, a little headbutt on the way by. Lucky to escape a flag there.
Yeah.
Got to control your emotions. Every mistake is magnified in the second half of a tied playoff game. Pressure. Simpson delivers. And it's incomplete. Ryan Williams could not come up with it. Nobody in the FBS had more drops this season. That was catchable.
Yeah, and I tell you, heck of a job by Jam Miller. There was a late blitz there by the safety, Robert Spears-Jennings. Nice job of sitting in there to give this play a chance. That's another drop by Alabama, the 10th of this game.
Oh, 10th of the season for Williams.
Yeah, 10th of the season for Ryan Williams.
Let that ball play into his shoulder pad, so instead of a first down, it's a punt. Alabama had a chance to build momentum there, claim the lead. It's a 38-yard boot. Can Matier and the Sooners get their rhythm back on offense? Oklahoma's first possession of the second half here. Both teams, you said, have been pretty stout in these close games that come down to just one moment, one play, one stop late in the game. This was virtual toss-up. Alabama actually opened as a slight favorite, but then it moved, and Oklahoma at kickoff was a slight home favorite. The most expected, very tight, competitive four-quarter game. Already more points than we thought we might see. Laylock picks up about 4.
With the mistakes that Oklahoma made, especially the pick 6 by Mateer, anxious to see how Ben Arbuckle approaches this second half. You know, remember, this is a team that has won all year with special teams and defense, especially near the end of the year. They were just trying to kind of just stay alive offensively, not make mistakes, win the turnover margin. How aggressive does he get? How much trust does he have in his offense, knowing that the defense could win this game or special teams could win this game?
Very true. Isaiah Satania can make a play at any moment, too. That's what helped him out against LSU. Oh, threw it across the middle. Traffic. Burks couldn't come up with it. That was dangerously close to several Alabama defenders.
Well, you're right. I mean, he threw that in there into a tight window. I mean, look at, you got a linebacker there in Lawson. You got another linebacker there, Hill Green. He still tried to squeeze it in there. He got his hands on it, but that's a lot of traffic to secure a catch. Bama has time. They're going to make a late substitute, bring the freshman in, Simmons.
Sooners pretty good early on third down. Have failed in their last 3 attempts. Need 6 here. Mateer. And it's just enough pressure. Throw off target for Satania on the crosser. And they'll punt.
A little twist, little game here and around, but watch the footwork of Mateer. Watch how, you know, he has some pressure, but he kind of jumps, fades away, and makes a throw. And I think that affected his accuracy. That's kind of part of his repertoire when he gets elevated on some of those underneath throws, just throwing it with his, trying to use his hips off the ground, but ball is behind his receiver.
Not the tallest guy, but certainly didn't need to jump that time. Vinny Miller with a great punt. Driving Cole Adams way back. And he's able to scoot out of bounds. He was hit out of bounds, and that'll cost Oklahoma 15.
That's going to be Taylor Wine, I believe, 44. A great defensive player just made a poor decision there. Hit him. I don't know. He's going to say he was pushed. And there was definitely a hand on the back, but he clearly made the decision. Watch 8 and White pushes him with his shoulder, but I think he had enough time. That follow through with the left elbow, how it came up, I think kind of sold it as a late hit. What do you think, Bill?
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 44 of the kicking team.
The way he was standing still, I wouldn't have flagged it, but you're right. He did give that elevation.
That follow
say, hey, as long as I'm here, I'm going to say hello.
I think if he kept his hands down and hit him, I think he gets away with it.
Agree.
Crowd does not agree. So Alabama with improved field position will take over. Still 17 apiece at Norman. This happened at the end of the game. This is Tara Furman from Alabama. OU players on the logo there. She's not having it.
Look, nope. Gibson, you're not getting on this logo. Take it on. Keep moving on.
It's become a thing, hasn't it, for teams to kind of go on the other team's logo when they get a road win.
She's holding the fort down. Good for her. But it created some energy for Alabama getting a second opportunity.
That's like the last soldier guarding the fort, and here comes a swarm over the castle wall.
That was impressive. Throwing that last play, that late hit for 15 yards, field position flipped early. It favored Oklahoma, but really near the end of the first half, and now Alabama, remember their first 3 drives of the game? They were inside their own 20. That's tough to do against Brent Venables' defense. This is much more manageable starting at their own 40.
Hill has a little room. He's loose. Daniel Hill. Finally, Alabama creates something with their running game. Eli Bowen knocked him down, but they gained 29.
Vandermark's pulling around. You center Brailsford trying to get out there. I'll tell you, he looks very different. We've had Daniel Hill and his Alabama team in the Iron Bowl. We had him in the SEC Championship. He was just gutting it out to be able to play. The 2 weeks off has helped him get much healthier. You could see a different spring in his legs on that run.
Kirk, that's Alabama's longest run from scrimmage since week 2 against ULM. 29 yards. He had a couple of touchdowns against Oklahoma in that Tuscaloosa game. He was their best running back that day. Simpson, too high, tried to find Brooks. Holly?
Well, guys, we have seen Alabama employ this all throughout this game, different tempos and different ways that they huddle and get to the line of scrimmage. On that last successful run, it was a sugar huddle. They have sprinkled it in here and there, but that one was the fastest we've seen tonight. It's where you huddle up and then you sprint to the line. It doesn't give Brent Venables time to check personnel defenses. It was very effective. Here they go again.
Everybody talks about playing Brent Venables. He's as good as there is at checking out your formation, personnel grouping, and then eventually getting the right call into the defense. People always want to change tempos on him.
Simpson this time has a clean pocket, lost it toward the end zone. Brooks! Touchdown, Alabama! Crimson Tide have the lead. A 30-yard strike.
Well, they never get a jam or reroute on him. He's matched up against Peyton Bowen, and there's just nothing to slow him down. He's off on our left, obviously. Look at him, 17 running from the slot. Bowen gets his hands on him, but really doesn't impact him at all. We saw, of course, Brooks made the catch early to get this offense going, and this will be 24 unanswered points for the Crimson Tide if they hit this.
Did not have a touchdown in what has been a really brilliant freshman season. Now he's got his first 2 career touchdowns. Different kind of routes, both absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and really, the cushion is what really gives him a chance to build up momentum on his route. That is a tough thing for this safety. Once he turned his body to the inside, Brooks set him up perfectly to move him to the outside on that corner route. Great adjustment back to the ball. Ball got in on him a little bit.
Peyton Bowen's a pretty good safety in terms of covering, but any safety is tough against a guy like Brooks, and that was a beautiful throw.
It's something to think about since Brent Venables has been in Norman as the head coach. He's 24-0 when allowing 20 points or less, 8-19 when allowing 21 or more.
There's a Venables defense giving up 24 unanswered, and it's been a while if that's happened.
Got to keep your composure, obviously, 24 straight.
But Simpson that time got wonderful protection, stepped up and delivered. Oklahoma's been less able as the game's gone on to affect him, I would say, with the rush.
It's amazing how early in the game the Alabama offensive line couldn't protect, and the Alabama defensive line could not get any kind of pressure on Mateer.
Saw him say great job. He was offensive line right there.
Working down the line. Heck yeah. After that, the way this game started, smart guy, smart quarterback, always want to give love to those offensive linemen when they take care of you.
Now it's Mateer, Kirk, that's got to get his feet settled. Get comfortable there again after such a crisp start.
Speaking of feet, you like to see him get more involved in the run game. It's been away from him a little bit. 10 carries so far on the night.
Pressured again and sacked. Keon Keeley making a huge impact. Big, tall, long pass rusher.
Young guy, just nobody takes him. He's right here. Watch him just kind of wait. He's kind of waiting to see the read. It's like a zone read look, so he just holds his ground. Once he sees it's a pass, gives you an idea of his closing speed for his size. What a future he has.
I don't think Mateer thought he could get there that fast. 5-yard loss, 2nd and 15. Mateer sacked again. The Tide closing in. Yanze Pierre back-to-back sacks. London Simmons helped out too.
Well, that's their best pass rusher. Where was this in the first half, right? They're not blitzing anybody. That's just a defensive end using his hands, getting away from the right tackle, Simmons, and then finishing with that closing speed.
Who's the more physical team now is all Oklahoma.
That's right.
Both coaches have preached it. And Alabama, all of a sudden, the ferocious pass rush just blew up that drive. Blaylock stopped way short on 3rd and 22. Sooners got to punt it again.
Well, they've been waiting for pass rushers all season to emerge. Pierre became their guy, 42. But how great is it tonight? Keeley has really felt, you could feel his presence and closing speed for a man of his size. That's what Kane Womack was hoping to see. Didn't see a lot of it in the first half, but they sure have dialed it up now playing with this lead.
Miller, it's a line drive kick. Adams has a chance from the 30. He's a sure-handed guy, reliable. They don't expect him to make a long electric return, but he doesn't make mistakes. Brought it back 10 yards after a 47-yard punt. Bama takes over. Back after these messages and a word from your local ABC station.
Well,
take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance curve. The freshman stepping up tonight.
Yeah, I think this is a turning point in the game. 3rd and 5. The ball's thrown behind him. Remember, they were really struggling. Down 17. They decided to go for it on 4th and 2. Look at this effort right here by the freshman Brooks. 1, 2, 3 tackles into the end zone. I remember referencing it during that play. If they come back, we're going to be talking about that play right there, getting Bama back into it. Previous 3 drives leading up to that, 9 plays, 12 yards, 3 3-and-outs until that sequence.
And they just had the 30-yard touchdown reception to put him up. Now Simpson running all the way. Zion runs also a part of his repertoire, not to the degree it is for Mateer. Holly?
Well, Alabama's wide receiver coach, Jamarcus Shepard, told people in the building that Lazar Brooks is one of the best that he's ever seen as a true freshman. So I asked him about it at practice this week. I said, Lazar, why are you so good so young? He said, I don't know. I've just been playing football my whole life. It's literally the only thing I care about. I play football. I play the game. I just love it.
Marcus Shepard, when he took the job at Oregon State, not with the Alabama staff, but he has coached these receivers well all season long. Simpson underneath. It's Cuevas. Excuse me, that's Jay Lindsey, 88, making his second catch of the season.
This Oklahoma defense has a lot of veterans, a lot of alphas on this defense. This game's getting sideways with 24 unanswered by the Crimson Tide. Now you start to turn to the defense. It's been the strength of the Sooners all year. Somebody's got to make a play because right now their offense is stalled out.
Trying to get off the field here, prevent Alabama on this 3rd and 2. Looking around, they were standing up, not really ready for the snap. Simpson backpedaling and launching downfield, wide open, and Bernard could not come up with it. He was standing there waiting for the football. Flag is down back near the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Defense, number 4. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
They got Cortland Guillory, the corner.
But everybody must be wondering, how does Bernard get that wide open? He gets behind coverage. Watch the safety kind of move over. There's some confusion on the Oklahoma defense. He moves to the middle of the field. There's nobody back there. Look how close they come. Finally, he sees them, but it's well underthrown.
How does he not make the catch?
And here's the penalty right here. Right.
I mean, he's a very sure-handed guy. He doesn't drop the ball. Cost him some yards, but the penalty moves it to the 45 with a first down. And they hand it off inside to Bernard. It was an effective ball carrier. You can also throw it.
I'm with you, Chris. He gets back there. It's not that, you know, if he leads him, it's a touchdown, but I mean, he's on his knees. Ball's not touched at all by Daniels.
You saw Daniels closing in, maybe?
Yeah, no idea. No idea, but it missed a huge opportunity with a busting coverage on the back end.
It don't happen very often when the Venables defense Jam Miller back in the game and motions into the backfield. And out of the backfield now. Simpson underneath. Brooks again. Hit immediately after the catch. Picks up 5. Third down coming up again.
Used Jam Miller that time in motion to move Reggie Powers out to the flat. Opened up an easy throw there just to give him a much more manageable 3rd and 5 here. That play was to set up this play. Bernard again in the backfield like he's been a lot tonight. Let's see if they move him out of there. Moving Miller.
Not in field goal range for Connor Talty at this point. Simpson, can he get there with his legs? Yes, he can. First down and much more. Simpson scampers to the 25.
This is an aspect of his game that people really underestimate. Taylor Wine, he's right here, but he's on the wrong side. He needs to be in the middle. Now it's a foot race, and these defensive linemen aren't going to be able to get him. Look at 26 effort, Jam Miller. Heck of a job downfield helping him out. Proctor pushing. Maybe that left arm holding. R. Mason Thomas comes off of it. I'll tell you that the legs of Ty Simpson. We saw that in the Iron Bowl.
Yep, that's part of his game. Sideline route. Cuevas knocked down about the 22.
And you got R. Mason Thomas on his simulated pressure. Typically he's rushing the quarterback. There's 32. He's dropping out. Again, positive yards. Just take completions if you're Ty Simpson.
And some tempo now from Alabama. Or at least the appearance of tempo.
They get a good idea, an indicator of what Oklahoma is in. Venables now adjusting himself, making some late adjustments.
4-man rush is picked up. Simpson. It's off the hands of Caleb Edwards, the freshman tight end. Another very catchable ball.
Yeah,
not handled.
That's a 3rd drop on the night. And he wouldn't have picked up the first down. He would have been a couple yards short. Ooh, big hit there. Close to helmet or a defenseless player. There's Ty Simpson's parents.
Jason is the coach at UT Martin. Mom Julie. I tell you, Kip Lewis is flirting with a personal foul. It's his 2nd time tonight.
Right there.
Very, very close to being penalty flag worthy there.
Is he blitzing? Is Lewis blitzing, or is he going to stay back? Here they come.
They're going to try to run for it. Miller was hit behind the line. Muscles for a short gain. Owen Heineke got there to blow up the play, so a conservative call, and here comes the field goal team.
They blitzed there. They brought one more they could handle. I think expecting the pass, but it ends up being a run blitz. Just had overload at the line of scrimmage.
Hunter Talty, up and down season, but solid 2 for 2 in the Iron Bowl. Did not attempt one in the SEC championship game. 13 of 20 for the season. This from 40. To make it a double-digit lead. Knocks it right down the middle. So Alabama, good field position to begin the drive. Takes it 40 yards in 9 plays and extends 27 unanswered now for the Tide. What once was a 17-0 lead, thanks to some Oklahoma miscues, is now a 10-point deficit.
Well, it's like you said, it's had a lot to do with Bama getting back into this game. That one was a big one. This was even bigger. A pick 6 in the first half. You're down 17. They score a touchdown, and then they start having a few things go the other way. And then Oklahoma's getting tested. Their patience, their emotions getting tested. R. Mason Thomas, he's showing a lot of fire, a lot of emotion there himself. I think he's trying to encourage and motivate his guys to get them to play right and get back into this game.
Connor booms it into the end zone. Laura, what do you have?
Well, Chris, we saw this Oklahoma O-line give up a couple sacks on that last drive. They were very disappointed about it, as you might understand, on the sideline, and especially freshman left tackle Michael Fasusi, but also their center, Fabechi Wiwu, who was getting into Fasusi, telling him, you know the calls, we have to communicate better. and also reminding him that this is it. This is what it all comes down to. A lot of conversation about communication over here, and then John Mateer came over and encouraged the O-line, telling him it's okay, let's get it back on this drive.
Weaver, a guy that had no offers, went to North Texas where he played 3 years before transferring here. Played his second straight game at center. Mateer does take off, dodges the tackle of Jefferson, picks up 7.
If I'm John Mateer and I'm Ben Arbuckle, Isaiah Satania has been his go-to guy all year. The playmaker. Got to find a way to get him isolated and got to find a way to give him a chance to make a play downfield.
Does have the short touchdown catch earlier, but just 2 catches for 17 yards tonight for the former Razorback with electric track speed. He's lined up in the slot to the right. Mateer's running all the way and ducks down a yard short of the marker. Avoided the hit of Isaiah Faga.
I will say this. I go back to what Kane Womack told us. We got ready for the Iron Bowl. We got ready for the SEC Championship, and we got ready for this game. He said, we have become a team that I trust and understand. We know this zone coverage that we're playing. We want to make people have to drive the ball on us. They only gave up 19 passes all year, second in the country of 20 yards and more. So it's tough to get downfield against these guys.
240-pounder Robinson is in the backfield, but he motions out. This is all Mateer, and he's met right near the marker. It's going to depend on the spot. Tim Keenan hit him, and they say it is a first down at the 35.
Wow, what an effort here by Mateer, because I'll tell you what, Tim Keenan, the enforcer in the middle, watch him take on this double team and still be able to work through it. Look, I mean, he's got a double team. He's got a tight end coming over, Kent, to try to take him out. He thought he made the play, but Mateer just enough for that first down.
Keenan, the guy who just, of course, jumped on that drop punt snap earlier. This is Robinson off the right side. Neither side's really been able to get a running game going. The Tide had that big run by Daniel Hill to spark that drive. It's been a struggle for the Sooner backs tonight.
Been just an interesting difference between early in the game when the line of scrimmage favored Oklahoma, and now I think as Alabama settled in, they got back into the game, they got some confidence going. It's been a very different story. Sooners need something to spark them.
2nd and 7 run. They test the middle again. Solid 6 for number 6. It'll be 3rd and short again.
Yeah, much better job. You're just talking about kind of that, how it's been a little bit different. That time they ran on a kind of a duo inside zone play where they had a double team and just worked up to that middle linebacker, Dante Lawson. So interesting. Team that's struggling to run the ball in the second half. Back-to-back run plays. Keeps them on schedule now at 3rd and 2.
Shout out Kurt Cignetti, Coach of the Year. Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza. You saw that Indiana waits the winner. Those guys, no doubt, checking out who's going to be their opponent New Year's Day in Pasadena. Still up for grabs here, late 3rd quarter. And Satania moving around on 3rd and 2. Mateer running for his life, slings it. Blaylock comes back and makes the catch, and it's a first down. He was in trouble before finding the running back.
Well, they went back into the boundary. He turns this way and then comes back the other way, hoping that he can break contain. But Pierre, not fooled at all. In fact, the safety, Bray Hubbard, also got down there. Heck of a job of improvising and then throwing it eventually to Blaylock, and got just enough again for that first down. Back-to-back first downs here for the Sooners to get this drive started.
Got away from Xavier Brown, who had the pick 6 earlier. Pump fake. And a run, and Mateer grabbed by Red Morgan right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Strong tackle by Morgan.
And Justin Jefferson involved there too. That's when we talk about leveraging the football. Morgan to the outside, gets off the block by Blaylock. And then Jefferson able to get off the pulling guard, Fuche, and got off of that block.
So Oklahoma scored 10-zip in this 3rd quarter. Hard to kill is what they say. Tough, resilient. It's going to take all of that. As Alabama scored 27 in a row to lead by 10 at the end of 3 here in Norman. You're watching the College Football Playoff first round, presented by Allstate. Final quarter when you come back.
kill.
50 Cent is in the building. No prior connection to Oklahoma except to begin using Many Men Wish Death Upon Me as their third quarter song. And here he is in the flesh.
I don't know who got more of a kick out of this, the Oklahoma side or the Alabama side. The Alabama players are out there dancing the whole time. That's too good.
He's a man who's taken some shots. He was hard to kill. He's lived that motto. Ty Simpson enjoying it. This is the cleaned up version that he's singing, because the regular explicit version, a lot of bleeps. Great song. See if it can inspire Oklahoma. The crowd is stoked up here. There was some rumors that this might happen, but was never confirmed. Joe Castiglione, the athletic director here for Oklahoma, pulling this off.
They pull out all the stops here for this home playoff game.
AKA Curtis Jackson.
Very cool.
So, see if he can get the OU offense. This team has been hard to kill, but to avoid a playoff death here this evening, they're going to have to get going very quickly and turn things around. Have not scored since taking a 17-0 lead pretty early in the second quarter. Pressure again. Mateer steps up, fires, downfield, incomplete. Flags down. They were defending on Kanak and Bray Hubbard. Excellent safety, drawing a whole bunch of flags.
Heck of a job of stepping up, climbing in the pocket.
Defense, number 18. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Kanak, a former linebacker, has good speed. They try to hit him on a seam route. Look at Hubbard, 18, trying to stay up with him. The problem is he's got his arm on him the whole time. Never turns around to try to locate the football. That's an easy call there for the officials. In Oklahoma, plus territory.
When you need a play to get a drive going, Kanak is the guy that Mateer often looks to. Former linebacker out of Kansas. Said, I think I can help the team more by playing tight end. They said, all right, give it a shot. He's been an excellent tight end. 40 catches coming into this game. Mateer dancing around, delivers over the middle. It's caught. Off and running his Burks. Touchdown, Oklahoma punches back. Seven-yard strike.
Tell you what, man, that is all on John Mateer and the offensive line, because he was back in that pocket a long time. He worked from his left, came all the way back to his right, split the two linebackers, and makes a very accurate throw for yards after the catch.
What a night for Burks. Two big third down catches early. That's his sixth of the night. 105 yards and that 37-yard touchdown.
You'll see him look off to his left side. Watch 10's entire time. Looking at his eyes. Looking left, looking left, looking left. Now, you got a crosser right here, but with the safety reacting back, it opens up perfectly to be able to make a nice throw right in there. See that safety have to clear out? How about all the time? Climbs in the pocket, safety reacts to Satania going downfield 5. He has to react to him. So now you got room and space for yards after the catch with a very accurate throw by John Mateer.
75-yard drive in 4:45, aided by that pass interference penalty. And Mateer back to the way he looked early in this game.
And so is Deion Burks. Remember how this game started with him?
Bring out 50 Cent, and there comes the comeback, huh?
That's all you need. Places back to jumping around, and what a great scene in here in Norman.
Fair catch by Brooks. Temperatures down to the 40s, clear, breezy here. Goodyear blimp cruising overhead, providing aerial coverage. Legends aren't born, they're proven. Kind of game that help build your own legend if you're a player. The first ever playoff game at Oklahoma, kicking off the 2025 CFP. We got a great one.
Right in front of the student section, loudest part of this stadium for Ty Simpson in Alabama.
Miller. Slowed up. Jaden Jackson, big fella, clog in the middle, picked up a yard.
This defense reacting to the energy from this crowd. It's again back into this game. Jaden Jackson cannot contain himself. Gonna go a little tempo here for Bama, try to slow down this defense. He's showing blitz. Looks like he's backing out now. That's why you're seeing a change at the line of scrimmage by Simpson. I think that hard count tipped a hand in that blitz from OU.
Simpson launching downfield. Harden, did he make the catch? They rule it a good catch. What a pitch and catch inside the 40.
Well, the adjustment he made was to get maximum protection to create the one-on-one opportunity. Remember, Horton is 6'4", gets a foot down. Does he complete the process of the catch? Going up against Eli Bowen at 5'9". What a ball over the outside shoulder. That looks like a good catch to me, no question.
37-yard strike, and Alabama tries to reclaim momentum. Just when this crowd was juiced up, the defense looked inspired. They come up with that throw. Miller stopped near the line of scrimmage.
The crowd's booing. Bill, I'd love to get your take on this. See this in the NFL all the time. Watch the right tackle. You see that early, getting out early. What do you think of that, Bill?
It looked like a false start. He was out early.
I thought it was to the naked eye. Kept looking for the flag. It didn't come. Pretty good job by this offensive line in terms of not committing those pre-snap penalties tonight, despite this environment. 2nd and 10. Miller has it on the pitch. He's got nothing. Flying up was Kip Lewis. So 2 runs go nowhere. It's going to be 3rd and long again.
That second level of that defense, getting downhill in a hurry. Ball came out. I don't know if he was down. Then it came out. Let's see. Good, tough hit. Ball. It starts to. That ball is out. Without question. Now it's a matter of who gets on top of it. It's a scrum for that football. But right now, Alabama's over top of the ball. I'm surprised we're not taking a look at that.
There was a clear recovery immediately by Oklahoma. It could be a turnover. No buzz down so far from the booth. They may have felt that Alabama recovered it.
Yeah, it has to be, or they'd be reviewing it. Must have been a clear recovery.
Give you another look. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 11. Oklahoma's showing pressure, not bringing it. Sampson, though, is going to be swarmed and sacked. Driven back by Owen Heineke. Our Mason Thomas was there, too. 4th down.
Well, they're setting this up for Heineke to be able to come home. Both defensive linemen on the right side, they come down here and try to take that offensive line with them to bring Heineke around to be able to give him a one-on-one chance, and he comes free. Again, Brent Venables, he gets you to 3rd down. He gets creative, tries to create one-on-one matchups. R. Mason Thomas wins on the backside against Caden Proctor, but it's the linebacker, Heineke, who finishes.
3 sacks for each defense now. Alabama able to gain a little yardage, and now they'll try to pin back the Sooners. Dowds had a rough night punting the ball, kind of knuckleballs it down there. It bounces, very effective. Could not have drawn it up any better than that as it bounces out about the 7-yard line. So a 40-yarder, but effective. Back after these messages and a word from your ABC station. First of 11 playoff games. This first round CFP game brought to you by Allstate. AT&T shows you the bracket. Again, Indiana looking and awaiting the winner here in Pasadena. Tomorrow, the triple-header begins in College Station. It'll be fun to watch that from the sidelines. You guys do your pregame?
Yep.
Hurricanes and the Aggies.
College game day and then hanging out on the sideline. It'd be a great one. Remember last year, these first-round games were blowouts. Average margin 19 points. What a way to get this started this year.
This time, the Sooners backed up with by far their worst field position tonight. They enjoyed great field position early in the game, and now from the 7, Mateer picks up a yard before Yanze Pierre gets him.
Something to think about with this Oklahoma team. They're so used to being in these kind of games. They're 4-1 in one-score games, including the win in Tuscaloosa where they won 23-21. But you're right about getting pinned back.
After the fast start in that game, Alabama came back and took a 21-20 lead. OU drove down, and Sandell kicked a field goal to win it late, as you said. Blaylock tries to bounce it, and then tries to power through a tackle by Keon Sapp. Picked up 4. 3rd and 5 now.
So Ben Arbuckle continuing to kind of stay true to form against this defense. 31 runs now, not super efficient. Only 65 yards rushing.
What do you like here on 3rd and 5, Kurt?
I'm glad I'm not calling the play, but I would definitely find a way to get Brooks involved. Oh, got
boy.
movement.
There was some
Offense,
jumping around.
Number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It's Ryan Fohe, the true freshman guard. You can see Arbuckle saying he was kind of induced to that.
Saying that they're yelling move, move, which would be a penalty on the defense. Right away, Lawson pointing it out. What do I like? I like giving my quarterback, a guy like Mateer, a chance to either get it out quickly against his rush or finding a way to be able to make a play with his feet. You know, his scrambling ability is always a threat. Sure, OU, they're thinking about a play. See if the Bama linebacker's showing blitz right now on the right side. Here comes Lawson.
Just got tougher on 3rd and 10. They do bring the pressure. Mateer from his end zone. Batted down. It was Lawson who got a hand on it. Another risky throw. Lucky to escape that. And here comes a punt team.
What's crazy is I think went off his helmet. I mean, he was turning around and the ball ends up hitting him. I think hit him right in the face mask. Ball came out. He changed his arm angle like a sidearm throw.
Colby with that pitch.
Yeah, he really did. But in doing that, he had Blaylock. But the problem is the ball was thrown so low. I think he's smiling because he didn't realize he knocked it down, hit him in the face.
Counts as a pass breakup, even if it's off your face mask.
Yep.
So that bad field position penalty moved them back. They end up netting nothing. And now Miller from his end zone. Trying to get this thing up. Oh my goodness, what an ugly line drive kick. Went nowhere, and Bernard on the bounce with nobody around him just picks it up and takes it back to the Oklahoma 35.
Again, you're looking at one of the best punters. He's been such a strength of theirs all year. But he dropped a ball earlier, went down as a block punt for Alabama. Now this one, he just shanks to give Alabama. Look where they're starting this drive. It's a plus 35 with a 3-point lead, 9:20 to go in this game.
It's a 32-yard punt, and Bernard brought it back 5. This field position is a dream for any offense. Did Oklahoma keep them to a field goal attempt? Hill just tripped up as he was bursting forward, knocked down by Kendall Daniels after a 6-yard gain.
Nice double team. Watch the double team right here in the interior. Watch 75 turn his back, the right guard to the hole. You haven't seen a hole open like that up all night.
Fake to Hill, pitch to the edge. Bernard goes up and just grabs the ball away. Do they call it a catch? They battled for it. It is ruled a catch down at the 5-yard line. Went up and over Jacoby Johnson.
Ridiculous. Watch him go up, like you said. How does he get? Johnson doesn't see the ball, but still, that is impossible to do. what strength in his hands, goes over top, comes down on the ground. It gets ripped out, but it was after he was down.
Bernard, no impact in the first half. Huge play to set him up first and goal. Hill knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Another look at this catch.
I mean, you consider where we are at this point in the game. Bernard, we keep saying, when are they going to get him the ball? He used the back of his helmet to secure it and then bring it up and over top to bring it down.
You with David Tyree on him there.
Look at that catch. I mean, that's got to be one of the better catches we saw all year.
Then he had to fight for the ball there.
How about the backup corner in the game right now, opposite of Guillory?
Big moment here. Field goal keeps it to 6. Alabama trying to get this back to double digits halfway through the fourth quarter. And with these crucial plays ahead, a timeout is spent by Kalen DeBoer. Midway through the final quarter, tied on the doorstep.
Football playoff first round is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Been a great one tonight here in Norman. Back and forth, and now crucial moments right now as Alabama leads by 3. Oklahoma with that touchdown earlier in this quarter, staying in the game. John Mateer just wondering, will they get the football back? Down only 6. It'll be a lot tougher if the Tide can punch it in here from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and Ryan Grubb and his offense got to be thinking about kind of having that killer instinct. What an opportunity to go up by 10 here, under 8 minutes to go. And for OU, you've been relying on your defense all year long. Can they once again step up on these next couple plays and hold Bama to a field goal and keep it in a 6-point lead?
It's been hard to do that. You got goal-to-go situations this season. Alabama's 24 of 27 punching it in. This is the most important one all season, though. Hill is the back. Bernard in motion. It's Hill. Banging forward. Fighting. Twisting. Touchdown, Alabama.
What an incredible job by this offensive line. The offensive line that couldn't seem to do anything right at the early part of this game has taken the line of scrimmage over. They haven't run for a ton of yards, but when they've needed them, tough yards, they've been able to give their backs enough room to get downhill. And I said it earlier, Daniel Hill is a different guy since he's had these 2 weeks to be able to get healthy. He's running with serious intensity and a lot fresher legs.
He was a shell of himself against Georgia. Miller was out in that game, and as you said, he was the one that really had the only big chunk run play for Alabama tonight. You know they're going to run the ball there. You figure they are. He just battled through.
He really did. The double team by Formby and Brailsford really does a nice job of opening this up right here in the middle. Watch how they work together. Double team right there. That gives, there's the hole. It opens up, and now it's a matter of just tough running. Break through that would-be tackler right now, Wine. Turning, twisting into the end zone for the touchdown, but put the Tide up. And don't forget this. This catch by Bernard off the back of the helmet there by the backup corner Johnson, and then fighting for that football. Really symbolic of this comeback by Alabama. That catch and the effort by 5 to set up Hill and that offensive line to put the Tide again up by 10 points.
This time it's Alabama that's benefited from great field position. Turnabout from the first meeting. Took over at the 35, punched it in 4 plays later. And now a 10-point deficit for John Mateer in this Sooner offense with 7:24 to play to keep their season alive.
Obviously gonna be in that 2-minute mode, right? You want to be fast, but you also want to be kind of controlled chaos for Mateer.
For Alabama, Kirk, you're wondering, where is Isaiah Satania line up? He's the one guy that can score from any place on the field.
Yeah, and don't forget Deion Burks tonight. He's got 6 receptions, 105 yards. He's really been a go-to guy. But the most important thing to me, can they protect Mateer in these obvious passing situations?
Satania motions around now, slot left. Burks is over there on the right. Pressure comes. Mateer just gets it out and threw it into a window that was closing down. Keon Keeley, who's been a great pass rusher, was back in coverage.
Yeah, this is zone pressure where they bring the safety Hubbard, usually as a pass rusher, but instead he drops. So I think it fools Mateer that a big fella, 285 pounds, is in that passing lane, caught him off guard. A nice little wrinkle there by Kane Womack on that 1st and 10 play.
Pressure again, quickly to Burks in the perimeter. This time not much after the catch. The Tide close him down. It was Keeley again joining Damani Jackson.
Yeah, they don't feel any threat downfield. They are about 8 yards, and they're getting downhill for those perimeter throws. Everything is underneath, making it easy for the safeties to attack downhill and take away any yards after the catch for these receivers.
They need 8 on 3rd down. You wonder would Venables go for it if they don't get it here, even though they're deep in their own territory. How many more possessions can you get in the game?
Little hard count there to try to find out where the blitz might be coming from.
They don't blitz. Mateer stumbles, and they bring him down. Another sack by this defense. Kelby Collins contributing. 4th down.
Kelby Collins, again, set up here, kind of sets the pick, and then he's able to work around that. That's 4. Rusal does a nice job of kind of just setting a screen to allow 17 to work back to the inside, and again finishes strong with the sack.
This Alabama pass rush, which has been missing a lot of the year, was completely absent tonight, Kirk. Now suddenly alive in the second half with 4 sacks. Adams takes the punt out of it.
Talking really a lot this year about they don't get pressure unless they blitz. Man, it's been a different story.
Tonight, guys that have not been way up there in snap count all season long. There's an Alabama player down on the field.
Holding, number 13 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10, Alabama.
Again, Ivan Taylor on the penalty. They're attending to an Alabama player on the field. We'll step aside. 5:55 to play in Norman. The lead is 10 for Alabama. Now, as the Tide have it up 10, Kirk, what's the strategy for bleeding this clock? Maybe forcing Venables to spend some timeouts here?
Yeah, if I'm Alabama, I'm running it 3 straight times, and I'm either forcing them to use the timeouts or just working almost 2 minutes off the clock. Worst case, if you go 3 and out. But if I'm Oklahoma and I have 2 possessions, I'm holding on to my timeouts. I'm hoping for a 3 and out, and then I preserve those timeouts with a 2-minute timeout as well. But I think it'd be a mistake to burn them here on this possession, as much as it's going to hurt you to watch that clock tick down.
Hill knocked down after a 2-yard gain by Heineke.
Yeah, Brent Venables going to use them.
Interesting.
That is. Heineke's had a big night for this defense. Here he is scraping over.
So he's going to try to, you think, use the timeouts, try to force the punt, get the ball back with well over 5 minutes, needing the 2 scores.
Yeah. I mean, and the one thing he has to hope for here, to have any chance, they can't give up a 1st down. I mean, if now that you're starting to burn your timeouts, Bama gets a 1st down, game's over.
Hey, he just put some chips in the pot, didn't he, right there? Yeah,
really did. You know, this defense has got to feel that this has got to be a 3 and out.
And if you're Ryan Grubb, you could be pretty gutsy, risky. Do you give him a look, and do you try to throw it maybe and get a 1st down? Some high percentage.
It's an easy high percentage throw. I don't know if you necessarily need to risk that right now. If they're going to burn timeouts, and the way they've been running the ball, controlling things up front, I think you continue to run it and either kill clock or make them use timeouts.
Bunch of tight ends in the game. Hill lined up close behind the guard. Ryan Williams comes in motion. Hill's got the handoff and churning those legs, picks up a couple more, and another timeout spent by Venables.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. This sequence right here.
And meanwhile, the Hoosiers awaiting the winner here. Fernando Mendoza, who can forget this catch by Omar Cooper, the toe tap of the end zone. The entire drive was spectacular by the Heisman winner. And of course, against Ohio State, enough to win.
Yeah, that was his Heisman moment. Not just that catch by Cooper, but that entire drive. And you were there, Chris, doing a great job once again of anchoring that coverage. And I know you got close to him over the weekend. What a story. What an amazing job of watching him develop from the time he was in middle school and high school, and goes out to Cal, transfers to IU.
Yeah, he's got his Cal business degree early in the spring. 13-0, Big Ten championship, Heisman Trophy, Rose Bowl. How's your year going, Fernando?
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. And what Kurt Signetti's done there in just 2 years.
Here we go. Can Alabama come up with something here? Get 5 yards. Will they take a chance to potentially secure this game? Or another run. Now looking to throw. Simpson will take a sack. Taylor Wine got him, slung him down. So they were trying to throw for it. Wine wouldn't have it, and they going to let the clock run, not spend that final timeout here.
Well, watch the job 44 does of coming off on the twist, and then look at that physicality, just throwing Dewberry down. And Taylor Wine, when R. Mason Thomas went out with that injury in Knoxville, he took his game to a whole different level. Comes up big there with that third down sack.
Got to get the punt away. They could have used a little bit more play clock, but the important thing is to catch the punt snap and get it away. Fair caught at the 37, a 39-yard punt. Goodyear blimp still providing aerial coverage on this clear, chilly night. Tried, tested, proven legendary. Exactly 5 minutes to go, Kurt. Pretty good field position. Can they get Satania or Burks loose?
Yeah,
electric play.
Obviously, you love a touchdown here, but let's not forget it's a two-possession game. As soon as you potentially get into field goal range, you got to start thinking about, do you bring Tate out to kick the field goal to get it to one possession, while you still have a chance when it comes to the time and a one timeout. I don't think it's do or die when it comes to having to score a touchdown right here on this possession.
To get in his range, down to go about 30, 35 yards. Pressure comes, but here on the move, being chased and has to throw it away. Big, and I mean big, Tim Keenan was charging after him.
Kane Womack has made the adjustment, and he's done it very well. Here's again pressure, bringing a safety. Hubbard creating, when you bring five, you create some one-on-one opportunities for your defensive linemen. What a different story with the adjustments that Womack has made from early in the game, playing rushing with four and playing more zone, to dialing up pressure and creating one-on-one opportunities and winning up front at the line of scrimmage.
Burks to the right, Satania to the left. Mateer looking to the left, now comes back underneath, and it's complete to Kanek. Short gain every second, precious here.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to really crank it up here. It's not just, remember, you need two possessions, not one.
3rd and 5. Pocket is clean. Again, underneath. Satania lost the ball. Alabama falls on it. If it's ruled a catch and a fumble, and Alabama's convinced that they have it. Sabian Brown holding the ball.
Yeah, he got it on the ground. There's no question he recovered it. If, in fact, they ruled a fumble. I thought it was an incompletion.
Justin Jefferson arrived to dislodge the ball.
There's a catch and a fumble recovered by Alabama.
They'll review this, of course, and give Bill a chance to look. This is an enormous replay. If this call on the field stands, it's going to be nearly impossible.
And after an expedited video review, it is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be 4th down.
Bill, what do you see there right away?
Yeah, I had it incomplete. He didn't have it long enough to say he owned it, and he actually had his own bobble before the hit. So incomplete pass. That was the right one.
I thought you were going to have to make a decision on a football move, which I never have any idea what that means. A football move.
Very quick replay. We appreciate that. So it's a 4th down play. Tim Keenan was helped off the field by the athletic trainers for Alabama. So unlikely to be out there for this play, as the Tide have another chance to get a stop here, just about secure it.
Yeah, we saw Red Morgan go out on a punt cover where he looked like he got stepped on. And now you have Keenan going out to be evaluated. But remember, Oklahoma catches a break, but it's still 4th down and 5. And Alabama has been bringing pressure to get after Mateer.
Mateer, plenty of time to survey. The Tide are showing pressure here. Mateer must create. On the move now, scanning, turns and throws downfield. Catch made. Gibson's got it. Chased down from behind as the Sooners convert and get to the red zone.
I think Damani Jackson out on the left. He lets him go. Nobody's there to pick him up. One, you see him right there coming up to Mateer, but he lets Gibson get behind him.
Playing quickly, Mateer from the pocket across the middle. Short throw. Tackle inbounds is Blaylock.
Under 4 minutes to go here. Got to attack. Now they're in the red zone.
Sooners 2 for 2 on touchdowns tonight in the red zone. That was early on. Pressure again. Mateer trying to escape. Backpedals. And he'll be dropped. Didn't throw it away. And he's going to be sacked for a 5th time. Deontay Lawson brought him down.
That was good coverage downfield. They've been mixing up zone with man-to-man. Lawson's at that second level. Confuses the offensive line. Nowhere for Mateer to go.
They sub Kirk, so that allows Alabama to very methodically bring new guys on here, and the clock is bleeding away now.
Now Alabama's going to call a timeout.
That was smart, though. They waited. When you sub, you got to give the defense a chance. You have a reasonable amount of time to make those substitutions. Oklahoma was booing. They thought they were taking too much time, but down to 3:02 now.
Here's the catch. There's one. See, everybody else is playing man. He's kind of in no man's land right there. And see Gibson, he's just looking around. Nobody picks him up. Good job on Mateer. I think he was thinking of scrambling, but keeps his eyes focused downfield to find a wide open Gibson behind that coverage up front.
Got away from Keon Sapp pretty easily.
Kind of been waiting for him to come on. Coming out of spring ball, they thought he might be their most talented receiver.
Arkansas Pine Bluff transfer.
Saw Kevin Wilson say, hey, thinking about that field goal already, but they're going to take a shot here on 3rd down.
Alabama again brings pressure right up the middle. Mateer had no chance. Cut in half. That ball bounced off the wall over there outside of the bench.
Well, the 2 outside defenders outside of the right tackle of Derek Simmons. This caught the defense, the offensive line's attention, and then right up to the middle of the A gap there is Nikai Hill-Green.
So they do bring out Sandell. Bombed it up from earlier from 51. This from 36 to get it back to a 7-point game. One of the great portal transfers anybody has made this season. Gets it up and good. No, they say no good. Did that fade outside the upright? Disbelief he hasn't missed since his first attempt of the year. And when he had to have it to make it a 1-score game, he ruled this as outside the upright. I thought it was through.
And you wonder if the wind could have had a factor. It looks like it's going right through the middle and just keeps drifting to the left.
Tough to tell from that angle. Officials looking right up the post. The whole ball's got to be inside the goalpost here. You can't go over the top. Ooh, I don't know. That is really close, Bill Lamagna.
By that view we had looking up, I've got it outside. I do not have it good.
From the second look there? Okay. That's a shocker. He had made 24 straight. Won the Lou Groza Award. A little breezy tonight, but he managed it really well earlier. Hammered it through from 52. This, a chip shot. The percentage play is to stop, take the field goal there. And now, having spent 2 timeouts, The odds are really long for the Sooners, and Hill is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Venables can stop it only once more and does it here.
Yeah, unless something crazy happens, you know, that missed field goal, that's going to cost them the game. Bill, your thoughts on this? Like you said, you think it ends up going to the outside, and that's not something they can review.
No, that's what I was going to bring up. If it's higher than the upright, it's not reviewable. It's got to be lower.
If it's the upright extended, it's got to be inside the entire, right?
100.
So the whole ball has to be inside the extended upright. It's still really close.
But again, you hit the right point. That official's right underneath looking straight up. And he's got to have it 100% to the inside.
That is agonizing. He's been a huge weapon for this team. Rock solid, consistent in his first year here. And this in a playoff game. Just keep hope alive. Missed it by inches. That's a tough job, isn't it?
Yeah, lonely feeling for these kickers when they miss one like that. And now the timeouts, all they have left now is the 2-minute timeout. Unless Bama puts the ball on the ground, this is pretty much a wrap.
Hill takes a loss, and the clock will continue to move. They'll snap it just before the 2-minute timeout. What a battle here. How many teams can take body shots like Alabama did early in this game, and a raucous crowd come down 17-0. We're now 27 unanswered, and then have to respond when the Sooners hit back.
Think about
what a battle.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I think they were battle tested. Think of the gauntlet. They go to Georgia. They beat Vandy. They beat Mizzou. They beat Tennessee. 4 straight wins over top 25 teams. And then they get tested in a wild card game on the road again, down 17, and find a way.
Got to throw the ball. Bobbled and caught. Ryan Williams got free. Knocked down inbounds, and that will be the 2-minute timeout. 1:57 exactly. 4th and 9, so Alabama will punt it away.
In a hurry. Scotty in a hurry.
Or perhaps a punt return. Satania is back deep, very dangerous. Blake down. Alabama's punters had a shaky night. I think you just got to kick it away from him. It's going to be returnable for Satania from the 31. He's got a little crease, and he's knocked down near midfield.
This may sound crazy. I may try to get about 10 to 15 yards, and I'd kick a field goal instantly, and then hope for the onside kick. If you sit here and wait and try to drive the length of the field, and clock's turning, and all of a sudden you're down to maybe 20 seconds, you get into field goal range, you may want to consider kicking the field goal. It's, again, a 2-possession game.
Despite the miss there, you have to trust Sandell based on what he's done all season.
Absolutely.
Mateer checks it down. They very often will use Cannick to try to get a few yards, get the drive going. Gets out of bounds with 1:41 remaining.
This Alabama defense got off to a slow start. I'll tell you, Kane Womack, what a job he and his unit have done. 5 sacks, pick 6, no letdown at all after that being down 17-0. Kind of fought through it, made the adjustments, and took over the game.
4-man rush here. Mateer underneath. Once again, catch made, and now trying to get to the sidelines, and getting there is Blaylock inside the 40.
Great job of just running, getting over to the sideline. He caught that ball right in the middle of the field. He's trying to preserve as much clock as he can. Obviously, Bama, they're back. Safeties, corners are back. Trying to keep the ball in front. They don't want to give a cheap one up.
So Tanya shifts over to the right. Again, clean pocket underneath. Kanik again. And fighting forward. Clock will continue to move.
You know, you're right where you need to be. If you want to consider getting the 3 points, they're just going to fire it here in the ground, kill the clock.
Now they're in field goal range. If you want to play the strategy, you talked about it.
Yeah, there they are. Smart. I think it's a good call. Get the field goal. Why continue to work the clock down just to hope that you get a touchdown? At that point, game's over. You bring your Lou Groza award-winning kicker out. Give him a shot here after missing the last one.
He's trying for his 9th field goal of 50+ this year. Nobody's ever done that in college football. Again, another chance to cut the lead to 7. Sandell drives it, and he's going to come up short. Didn't have enough on a windy night. 24 makes in a row, misses his last 2, and Alabama is going to come off the canvas from 17-0 down to become the first team to win a CFP game on the road.
All credit to these players. All credit to Kalen DeBoer, his assistants, his coordinators, the adjustments that they made. This game got sideways in a hurry. This place was going bananas. They were sensing victory. Everything was going right for Oklahoma. I go back to the play again, the sequence of plays, the conversion on 3rd down, hit Brooks, the freshman. 4th and 2, they decide to go for it down 17. He comes up not only with the catch, but fights in to get to the end zone to get it to 17-7. And from that point on, the game flipped. They had an 11% chance to win when they were down 17-0.
Amazon postgame coming up shortly. Recap this game filled with twists and turns and look ahead to tomorrow's games into the Rose Bowl, where Alabama will try to take down the top seed, the Indiana Hoosiers. Simpson, we talked about Mendoza. He watched him win it. He says at one point of this year thought it could be him. He was relishing the idea of matching up against the Heisman Trophy winner, Kalen DeBoer, back against the school where he called the plays for Indiana for one season. Alabama comes back and conquers the Sooners. On to Pasadena. Turns out it was the Tide who are the hard-to-kill team tonight.
It's a historic win, considering what was at stake and how bad things were going early. Ty Simpson battle-tested throughout this year. And again, they flipped the script after that play by this man right here, the freshman Brooks. That's why when you play 4 straight games against top 25 teams, you go into Athens and win. You become a team that believes you can find ways to do what they did tonight.
Much more ahead. Time now for the Amazon post game as the 2 quarterbacks gradually